everybody. Greetings and welcome to the stream. Wow, do we appreciate you all being here. Whew, gonna be a good one, I think. We got so much going on in the world of gaming. I can't believe how much news we've had, and I really can't believe some of the stuff we were able to crack ourselves. So, yeah, we're going to jump right into it with introductions, and we are going to speed right on. And as people join us, I'll just say hi to them, like Loki. What's up, buddy?
What is up, Culture? How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. By the way, you are a little hot. You're a little loud comparatively, sir. So just bring it down a couple 3 dB.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Of course, we didn't have a chance to do some technical stuff, but speak.
How's that?
Sounds great. You're perfect.
Right.
All right. Speaking of perfect, we have a perfect monster. Marvin the Movie Monster. How you doing?
Oh, yeah. Hello. Good to be back. I was away
Yeah.
for a week, but I am happy to be back in the saddle here with you guys.
All right. Well, I'm glad all of you are back. You guys, you make me look better. You make me feel marvelous. So thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, all right. Hey, we also have checking in from outer space, our pal, our buddy, Space Dave 2000.
What is up, everyone? How are you today?
Doing good. We also have an amazing audience. And Space Dave, I'm glad you're here today. There's a story I think you're going to like. Yeah, one I think is special for you. But we got amazing audience hanging out for us. We got low spec Linux laptop in the house. There's the lovely Juliet. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to you. Thanks for being here. Josh Hammond is out there wrenching away. Hey, now, you're a rock star. Get your game on. Yeah, that's what we do. Post them. Is that right? Post them. All right.
Post them.
And then we got Butter Biscuit starting us out with some money, some generosity, with some tokens in the arcade of life. 5 tokens come $5 in tokens. Great time last night, CC. Hopefully no L takes today. Also, I think you forgot you're supposed to say, get your game on now, unless I miss it. You know what? You're right. When I do the next batch of videos, we will be getting our game on.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Why did he leave us? What did we do?
No.
What have
Oh,
we
boy.
done?
Well, I guess we should be looking more at the I don't do it. I don't think any of us have the ability to actually pull up chats. So, Loki, how you doing? What are you playing right now? What are you playing right now?
Oh, I've been playing Super Robot Wars V.
Oh,
just got done with 30, the anniversary 30th edition. Now I'm on to 25, but I'm playing it on the PC, which you can't buy if you're in the States. So
right.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there he is. He's back. We were vamping for you, buddy.
Yeah. You ever hit the back button on your mouse?
No.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Whoops.
Okay, well, I think
Kicks
I did
you
that
out of the
when
studio.
Yeah, when I went to go make a note, I must have bumped it. So I was like, I looked up. I'm like, what's going on? I was saying great things to Butter Biscuit. So I wrote a note. So we're good to go. J is here, the only number in the alphabet you need to know. J. Paul Whitaker's out there as well. We got the great Mark Fields. We got Argentum. Greetings, dear. Let's see. Who else rolled in there? Cocho.
Cocho Dragon.
That's right. We got Dapper Bard Games joining Team for the Lunch. Sounds good. Clive Griffiths is here. What's up, Clive? And several other folks. We're up and cooking. All right, so we did get our first generous super chat. Hopefully you guys heard me read that. Get your game on. And we'll go going. Oh, hey, Ken's here. Number on alphabet. That's right. Yeah. Didn't you think that was funny? Yeah, I thought it was funny. All right, let's get to it. Gentlemen, we've got several stories to get to. We do. Let's start first with a little bit of disappointment. There is kind of a fun little game that you can play called Prison Architect. You guys heard of that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, and I actually find it fascinating. Prison Architect is supposed to be coming out with a sequel. It's called, creatively enough, Prison Architect 2. That's right. Here's the problem. They just kind of maybe stopped it.
What?
Well, yeah, I don't know what's going on. The existing pre-orders they said they were going to get refunded, but apparently as of today, I guess they are refunding them because people are getting them now. But
Oh,
Paradox
boy.
is delaying Prison Architect 2 because they're trying to accelerate the performance. They said improving the performance has proven to be a task that will take time. So they didn't want to release something that was undercooked. I kind of like that.
Go figure. Some actual morals in the gaming space.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, you
kind of
never
nice.
see anything like this usually.
Right.
Usually they'll just let it come out and correct it en route once
Yeah,
it's
you'll
already out.
You'll get Mass Effect Andromeda, where like the NPCs that you need for a mission are like in space somewhere.
Yeah. But this, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of reasons that this can happen. Space Dave, did you want to mention anything?
This is odd. It's not usual for a company to do this, but if they've canceled pre-orders, though, that's what's going on is my real question. Is there a funding issue, though, or is it just what's going down here?
Well, I mean, they lost developers. Do you see this little box here? Prison Architect 2. Developers part ways with Paradox months before it's due for release. So my guess is they lost the people that they were really needing to make this, go faster.
And they're
You know
going
what
to
I
have
mean?
to start all over from scratch.
Yeah. So anyway, it's been delayed indefinitely. Not a good word when it comes to a video game.
Yeah, that is always cause for alarm.
Yeah. So
Nuke 'em.
yeah, they got rid of the folks called Double 11 that were helping them with, getting this done. Current developers, Koku, will use additional time to improve both the game's performance and its content. Again, this was undercooked. This is a good step in the right direction if you want to not have angry people. Paradox.
How overcooked are we talking here, Culture? Because you're looking at the fact that they're refunding pre-orders, and
Yeah.
that's not something you do when you're putting something back, even like something is like 6 months. So they might be thinking years at this point.
I think they're probably thinking a year. You have to consider this. They're actually even removing the option to pre-order until they have a robust release timeline. That tells you this is longer than that. This is
If
going
they
to be a
use
year or
the
more.
existing assets, so let's say they take the existing assets of the game. That means the way people look, the way buildings look, the way parts look, all of that, and they rebuild from the base up with some kind of new engine, then that could save them. I mean, that's like half their development time right there. Believe it or not, Final Fantasy Remake, Square did the same thing. They had a company that was building the game. They went in to look at everything and they realized that this company was not doing what they wanted. A lot of it was vaporware. A lot of it was a put on. And they took the assets that this company had made and they actually built the Final Fantasy Remake game that we got. So it's not unheard of for something like this to happen. And the company go, we don't know when it's going to be out now. So we're just going to pull it. And when it's ready, we'll let you know.
Well, and what's interesting... Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I was going to say Remake was the one that I was thinking of when I was making my point, because I remember like when we were like right about to release and they pushed it back by months and no one got, anything refunded or anything like that.
Oh, this was before that. So this was 2 years after we got our first little sneak peek. And then it was another, I think, 3 years before we actually got our game.
Oh, so that explains the super long, the super long time it took us to actually get the game. All right.
Yep, because SquareSoft was going through a different company, or Square Enix was going through a different company, and they said, you know what, we'll just do it ourselves. Instead of working with them, they had 2 years in, they hadn't done what they wanted them to do. A lot of the game wasn't working, and they just said, you know what, we're not going to work with you guys anymore. We'll do it ourselves, and they did it themselves.
Well, and they also did it in a good way. But this, you have to remember, this game was originally built by Introversion, and then it was sold to Paradox. Paradox acquired it in 2019, who then put 11 on it, and they said, "See ya." Yeah. So it's a weird history, right, Space Dave?
Well, reading further, it says that it sounds like the game was almost done. If it's certified, you're pretty much finished, or at least in beta stage, or and yet they separated ways. It sounds like there's, my guess, and this is just speculation, is there's a money issue behind all this. Like maybe they weren't getting paid, or some couldn't agree on royalties, perhaps, on this. It's very strange.
Yeah. I mean, they go into what needs fine-tuning, right? They actually talk about it here. Prison Architect is a game with deep systems that all interact with each other. That's true. And this is also something we wanted to bring with us into the sequel. Having systems like this in a game also means that a small change in one area will affect one in many other areas, which we then also need to apply fixes to. Improving the performance has proven to be a task that will take time. So I guess going by Brendy's hands-on preview in May, Prison Architect 2's problems are at once more straightforward and more fundamental than a few misbehaving systems. Uh-oh. Thematically and mechanically, Prison Architect's about control. It's about little people's lives being directed to a tragicomically, there we go, draconian degree. But if this franchise is all about being the overbearing loon in charge of every minor detail, does a 3D camera complement that feeling of jealous control? For me, not hugely. If anything, the top-down 2D of the original allowed you to quickly parse more information. So that's where it starts. I guess that's got to be tough to play with. I don't know why you'd change something that was, part of the staple of the game, but it's strange.
You got to go back and remember what Scotty always said, Culture. The more they overtake the plumbing, the easier it is to stop up the drain.
That's actually true.
Very true.
That's very true. But anyway, I thought this was an interesting place to start today. Is that we're seeing studios realizing that if they don't deliver something of quality, it will be detrimental to their entire brand. I wish some bigger publishers would wake up to that fact. What do you think, Marvin?
Yeah, no, I think you hit the nail on the head right there. This is we're actually starting to put some effort into the product that the customer picks up on day one, as opposed to this whole just get it out there and then we'll figure it out later, because there's nothing more frustrating than getting a game that's half complete.
That's true. That's true. But see, now we have a game that we need to talk about. See, I'm kind of stacking the stories in a particular way on purpose, gentlemen. I think you will like this one. I don't know that we've talked about this in a video yet. I know I had planned to, but there's a decent chance we'll talk about it in detail in a video. But let's take a look at what Spitfire Interactive is dealing with at the moment. You see, they are not real thrilled with how they're being responded to about their tactics game, Capes. They didn't like being added to the DEI detected website. And then, of course, obviously it consulted with SBI.
Well,
so
that's like I'm trying to think of a good I can't think of a good analogy for that, but I mean, like you collaborated with the ultimate DEI detected marker there. So obviously you got to be listed at that point.
I thought none of that mattered though.
Well, actually, in fact, that's kind of what they say. So as we scroll down, and I think we talked about this, but I'm not sure, or maybe it's not released yet. But Cabrutus Rambo announced this game was added to the DEI detected on X. He wrote, "Sup guys, I bring a new Sweet Baby Inc. game for y'all." And then he shared the link to DEI detected, which notes that Sweet Baby Inc. is listed in the game's credits, including the company's co-founder. This is this guy, David Beddard, and one of its main agitators, Chris Kindred, who I know you all love.
He's the worst.
Anyway, the credits were pulled from Christopher Odd's channel, who actually showed them, I guess, during the course of a video. So you can see those there. This is the credit screen for credits for these are credits for the Capes game, right? So as you scroll through this story, you see that Spitfire Interactive developer Penta addressed the game being added to DEI detected website, writing on the game's Steam forums. "We already had 3 months and 14 pages of constructive discussion about DEI in the forum and delivered a gameplay update focusing on exactly what the player base wanted, leading to 80% positive recent reviews."
Is it what the players wanted, or is it what they claim that the players wanted? Because if you ask Kotaku or any of these places, the players want DEI in their games.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, Clive Griffiths here says what I think everybody's thinking. I won't touch anything that they've touched, right?
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, Space Dave, would you pick up anything that you see SBI on?
I mean, if you're going to put them in the credits, definitely not. But if you had one meeting, I would say, and that meeting didn't go well, and you can reflect back to that, you can say, yeah, well, we talked to them, but we didn't like what they had to say. Then I would still support your game and see what value it had. But if you're throwing their, names in the credits and you're giving them some sort of tip of the hat nod here and saying they were definitely involved, absolutely not. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, 20-foot pole, 50-foot pole, no pole at all.
There you go.
But
No
and,
pull.
it's funny because people on the other side of the aisle, they'll always be the ones to be like, oh, informed buyers, if somebody says something that you don't like, you should boycott them. That's all that's happening here, is that people don't like what Sweet Baby Inc. is. They don't like what they represent. They don't like what they've done. And they're boycotting them. And all of a sudden that's not allowed because they're accepted by the other side.
But this isn't supposed to make any difference. None of this SBI stuff. It's like, oh, well, we use these companies all the time, every day.
Right.
It doesn't really make a difference. There shouldn't be any website calling it out. This isn't really going to cause a problem with the game. So if that's true, why even respond to any of this or say anything if that's true?
Well, because they know it's going to affect sales. That at least is my thinking. I don't know if somebody differs in opinion there, but I will just read on here a little bit and say, you don't have to take my word for it. You can actually read up on it yourselves. So, but we're already, and of course they give you the link to Steam, so you can look at this tiny little bit of something that really probably is out of context. But anyway, we're already able to explain that SBI only worked briefly, mainly to bring the 4 or 5 strong indie dev team in contact with fitting voice actors.
What is fitting voice actors?
I don't know, but some of the reviews that I've seen on this are out of just crazy. So, but anyway, together with the devs and many first skeptical players were able to find out that there is no hidden agenda or something else we forced down your throats or other concerns they had, besides a well-rounded, and here it is, diverse cast. Dun, dun, so so what they're saying is, yes, after everything I just said, we forced in, what we consider or they considered a well-rounded, diverse cast. Which again,
I'm sure SBI was just coming in to tell you about your plot holes. No, that's not what they do. That's not the kind of narrative that they push.
Let me get this straight. You've got to go through these companies like Sweet Baby for your loans for your game. Now you're having to go through them for talented voice actors. Next, you're going to have to go through them for anyone that knows how to do graphics. When does this stop where it's like, okay, everyone, EA, Square Enix, whoever, you've all got to go through this one company to get anything you want in the industry? Because that's what it looks like to me is if you want to get this or you want to get that, you've got to go through them because they're the only ones who are going to facilitate you for it.
Is it my imagination or does Penta have an SJW haircut in their avatar picture?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just
confirmed.
Okay, thank you. But look, again, ultimately, he just wrapped up saying, so why don't we just focus on the most important question that the OP was mentioning already, is capes fun? And this is exactly why I brought up the positive reactions towards our most recent update. We think you would enjoy it if you gave it a chance. I can tell you, a lot of people didn't. Shinelight bashed the game and wrote about it on July 31st. The tactics are fun. The cast is a diversity quota checklist. Not actual characters. The game's tone is all over the place. And I don't want to play it. And I don't want to watch it for its story either. In both gameplay and story, the game acts like a derivative of a derivative of a derivatives. Yikes. There's no soul here. Yeah, go ahead.
So, like the actor.
No, I was going to say, no actual characters, diversity quota checklists, rapidly shifting tones. Yeah. Sweet Baby Inc. detected.
Yeah. All you gotta see is I don't want to play it.
Yeah.
As soon as the I don't want to play it, or it's a slog, or it's boring, or any of that, that's immediate red warning light going off.
Yeah.
You need to be really careful with this product.
Yeah. Curious what the chat thinks. I don't know anybody that's played this game. when you make a game for everyone, you make a game for no one. Yeah, if you have to know who your audience is, you're 100% right there, Joseph Froscos.
And that's the case in any business venture, whether you're selling bricks and boards or whether you're selling video games. You have to know who the audience is, and you have to adhere to them. That's why it's so ridiculous when people just completely despise their audiences and just start throwing caution to the wind.
To make an analogy, I think of Sweet Baby Ink, like, you know how they used to put lead in paint?
Oh,
well,
yeah.
So you can be a paint store and say, well, they just came by here to check our formula, right? And at the end of the day, you're always in the back of your head, yeah, but does my paint now have lead in it? So this is kind of what they've done. They've poisoned the entire industry.
If you want the best base white color, though, Space Dave, lead is what is your go-to.
I don't know if I'm going to take that advice, though. Sorry.
Well, no, but I was just telling you why they used lead in paint. But anyway, regardless, what I find funny is the end of this. It says, it's like a superhero game made by people who hate superheroes.
Oh, you mean
no
like,
one wants to play that.
Like Kill the Justice League?
I was thinking
that's
that
how I
earlier.
described that. Also SBI detected.
Yeah. So this is an actual image of the game, screenshot from Capes. Wow, here's word. I stopped at the mission where you kidnap the streamer girl atop the skyscraper. It's an escort mission. To get her to follow you, you have to be ahead of her. You have to run her onto this elevator so she can escape. But to do that, you also have to be on the elevator. You also need to escape. Why don't you take that elevator? It's a good question. You've already got at least one character on the elevator to get the NPC escort there. There's no reason. It's just a contrivance to make the mission harder. You instead have to run to a totally different area while enemies spawn infinitely in your path. Also, I heard no music during the missions. All I heard were the same canned statements with atrocious accents. So I guess
this is laziness.
It's really bad. Yeah.
This is pure laziness on their part.
I don't even want to go through the rest of this. Go ahead, Marvin.
No, I was going to say, because it's that no thought is being given to the actual story. You bring in the narrative consulting firm and they're like, what should we do with our story? And they're like, have black people in it. Like that's pretty much the entirety of it. Make it gay, put in women. Like that is how
it's just
they,
that easy.
Yeah, that is their narrative input. So no wonder the narrative is nonsensical.
But that's the difference.
Missions are hard enough.
Marvin, that's the difference between artistic talent, right? Using crayons instead of using paint and actually knowing what you're doing, right? If you just take crayons and just say, oh, if I slap orange, blue, and gray on here, I'll have a masterpiece. No, that's a childish way of thinking. Right. You need to blend those colors, do a good job, make it look real, do all these steps to be artistic. And yet, if you skip all those steps and just, oh no, just grab 6 basic crayons and you can create art. No, not usually. That doesn't work that way. It's not that easy. So,
yeah, well, that's very true. Well, now we need to shift gears. Let's see if we have any chats on this. Yeah, we do. Argentum says, I hate escort missions. Yeah, I'm not a fan either.
Especially with dumb AI. My goodness.
Babysitting.
Hey, Davina. Yeah, well, and that's really crazy. And we've got a story that's coming up next that we actually have the author for that's going to be joining us. That's cool. Dapper Bard Game says they are using the list as an excuse for why their not great game is failing. Well, they're trying to, right? Saying that it's SBI Detected's fault. It's Carbutus Rambo's fault. I can't say his name. It's his fault. It's not. Carbutus is not to blame for their failure. So, yeah. And please do. Oh, no. Wow. But yeah, let's not follow that model. It doesn't work. I've despised escorts missions since we had to escort the shuttle in TIE Fighter. Yes. I
remember that.
Yes. Okay. Speaking of yes, I'm going to bring in the man, the myth, the legend, the green screen. Spencer Baculi. How you doing, Spencer?
It's me!
Spencer.
Guys, I'm doing well, and I come with a TGP exclusive. I can confirm that video games can be played on the sun because it is boiling over here. I don't know if you guys can tell. In Arizona, it is boiling. I am actually late because right before the stream started, I went to walk my dogs and I came back and I was just so sopping in sweat. I was like, I cannot go on. You all could probably still see it, but Yes, I am here. I've survived the heat wave, and I too hate escort missions, but I love TIE Fighter. That game is amazing. I'm so sad we never got another one of that. I picked up. This is probably like my biggest sin, and when I die and go up to the pearly gates and I stand before God for judgment, he's going to be like, "Do you remember when you did this?" And I'm going to be like, "Yeah, okay, I deserve it." I bought the Star Wars Squadrons, like the EA game they made like 2 years ago. I bought that at launch because I was so excited. I was like, "Oh, a new TIE Fighter X-Wing simulator, yes!" And I watched all the gameplay footage, and I was so excited. And I played it for like 3 hours, and I went, "This is awful." I've not picked it up since then.
I've got a confession, Spencer. I bought that when it was on sale. I still have not played it 2 years later. I'm just like, I just can't bring myself to touch this game. I don't know why. It just turns me off.
You know how? Okay, you guys would probably know this. We've all played GTA 4 here, right? And we all know how the driving physics in that game. Yeah, Nico, my cousin, the driving physics in that game are awful. Like, it doesn't feel like you're even driving a car. It's sort of like they put a cardboard box on wheels and gave it, 500 gravity. That's what it feels like to fly the ships in Squadrons. So your high-paced space battle dogfight fantasy is basically like parallel parking in space. It was not great. I was so sad.
Why did I spend that money?
You got it on sale. I went $60. I was like, I will give Star Wars. This is my last chance. Here, you gave me the one thing I've been asking for, which was another pilot game, and that was the last time. That was my lesson.
Well, I think the flying or driving a brick mechanic has been, something that's been a staple in every once in a while in games that you're just like, you guys just couldn't work this out, could you?
Yeah, exactly.
Everything about this is great, but you just couldn't work it out.
EA, right? EA. It's in the game, right? So there you go.
Oh boy, was it! All right, well, we have an author. We have an author here. His name is Spencer Baculi.
I don't know that guy.
He wrote a story yesterday.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Everything's falling apart. The sun is out to get me.
He's falling through the dimensional vortex.
Back rooms. Falling in the back.
Back into the back rooms.
Yeah. So I figured since he arrived, we could cover this. And by the way, there might be a theme in today's show. Game developers are terrible. Speaking of terrible game developers, there's one that just decided, hey, let's cut our losses and get rid of our employees. So they did. Spencer,
Lucas,
this is your story, my man.
This is.
You say recent Bungie cuts. I'm going to let you read it. I'm going to read your headline though.
Read it away.
Recent Bungie job cuts reportedly needed in order to stop continued losses. Leadership said to have overstated the studio's financial prospects to Sony. Oh no, this is not good.
Culture. Can I just say something?
Yeah.
In your face. Eat craw, Sony. I'm tired of Xbox always sucking at something. So eat craw. Haha.
Well, Sony still had a really good day financially in their reporting, but
stop raining on my parade, guy.
I'm sorry. But let's jump into the story itself. Spencer, do you want to read your masterwork here?
I'll read it. I'll summarize it. There's a lot going into
break it down.
So
break it down.
So basically, if you guys remember, last month at the end of the month, Bungie cut about 17% of their workforce, roughly 13,000 employees. And for those who need a quick refresher, Bungie is the company that currently, they're really only Destiny. They started over at Microsoft.
1,300 employees.
Yeah. What did I say? Like
13,000. I was like, wow.
Oh gosh, no. I'm so bad with numbers. I see 1,300, I go 1,000. Yes, 1,300 employees. But yeah, so 220 of those 1,300 employees were eliminated. At the time, Bungie said, "Oh, sorry. Like, we thought we had better prospects. We didn't see this coming. The economy is changing. The taste of gamers are changing. Blah blah blah. All that sort of standard corporate fluff." Turns out, according to a new report from Stephen Totillo over at GameFile, according to inside sources who spoke to him, it wasn't so much, oh no, we didn't see this coming, the economy has changed, so much as Activision apparently lied straight out to Sony about their financial prospects. So if you guys remember, I believe it was 2019, 2020-ish, 2021, around that era, Sony bought Activision, or why do I keep saying Activision? Oh, I know. I keep saying Activision because Sony bought Bungie right around the time when Microsoft was going for Activision Blizzard because they wanted to compete. So it's all like screwed up in
tied together.
Yeah. So when Activision bought Bungie, they did so for a pretty penny. I want to say it was like 3.6 billion or something, or like it was something very, very insane. And basically at the time, Bungie said, oh yeah, no, Destiny's doing great. Everybody's going to be coming along. Everybody's going to be here. Like we have so much for you with Destiny. And they clearly knew that they were selling more than they had, and now it's the chickens have come home to roost. So essentially they went, yes, we can deliver, but we know we can't, but we better not let that on. And then they went on hiring, they went on expanding, and now it came back to bite them in the butt.
In the middle of that too, Bungie divorced from Activision. So Bungie left Activision Blizzard, and then they said, we want to be independent. We want to go back to doing our own thing. And then immediately after that, we're like, hello, Sony, come and pick us up and take care of us. Big mama Sony, let us eat at your table.
My takeaway from all of this is just how could, we need, and I sort of hate this turn of phrase, but we need a gamer in the boardroom. You know what I mean? Because I can see Activision Activision goes to buy Bungie and goes, oh, look, people play Destiny. This is a live service game that has a decent thing. We'll get that. We'll buy you. You'll be great in our portfolio. But I can tell you, and I'm sure everybody on the panel can, as people who were playing games around that time, when Bungie was purchased by Sony, all they had was Destiny, and it was sort of on its last legs.
It's a one-trick pony, right?
Exactly.
Pony.
It wasn't pulling anybody new in. It was sort of just wrapping up what it had for the hardcore players. And I watch a YouTuber on YouTube. His by the name of Skill. I know it's this crazy platform. You guys should check it out. Actually, you guys should check out Rumble. But I watched this YouTuber named SkillUp, who is a very big Destiny player, and for years up until this last expansion, he was like, Destiny is fine. I don't know. I don't really he didn't even want to jump in to play the new launch expansions when they dropped. So somebody at Sony doesn't know what the hell video gamers want, essentially, because between buying this and going, Destiny's going to do gangbusters, and never having Bungie develop anything else, we're just getting Marathon, which is a remake of their old game. And that is 10 years out of them being an independent studio. That's a really bad track record for anybody. So you have that decision, and then we have, as we talked about in some of our videos and some of our live streams, Sony bought what's the studio? Firewalk Studios, right? The ones behind Concord. They bought them right away because they saw Concord and went, we want that. So they need somebody up there, even if it's just a 14-year-old who's the son of the CEO. Just be like, nah, dog, that ain't Cap. Nobody's playing that. Just have somebody up there being like, nobody wants that. Dad, nobody wants. You're going to be a laughingstock.
You're making me laugh. You got to stop. My eyes are watering.
Well, Sony suffers from the same problem Microsoft does. They can't make, so they buy. Right? It's the same thing. So,
well, I mean, you chased all the creatives away. Oh no, we lost somebody.
How dare they leave?
Loki.
No, Loki.
He'll be back.
No, I mean that's what Sony did, right? We know over the past few years, Sony used to be a very Japanese company, especially when it came to PlayStation and Sony Interactive Entertainment. They would have all these really weird, quirky Japanese games or games that lean really heavily onto anime aesthetics. Over the years, they've moved away from that into your sad dad walking simulators, your Uncharted, your God of Wars, all of that stuff. And in doing so, if you go back and you look at news reports from 2022, 2021, after Sony started cutting a bunch of their Japanese studios, it was a lot of the, really creative people. It was the teams over behind the Senran Kagura series for all my waifu lovers up there. It was Team Ico, the team behind Shadow of the Colossus. All of these teams were being cut because they went, we want to start appealing to that American game sensibility. Look how it's turned out for them.
You know what the irony is, Spencer? Microsoft has been chasing the Japanese market since day one.
Forever.
Never could get them. And they had the North American in their hand. Sony had the Japanese market forever and ever and ever. Now they've abandoned it. And what lessons are they learning now? Like, they are one of the core gaming countries in the world. And when you lose them, what happens? Nintendo's learned a few lessons on its journey of that too, right? But now the irony is the shoe's on the other foot. And why would they do the mistakes that Microsoft has made? Again, Microsoft should have just stuck with what they were good at, and they could have been better than they are today. But whatever, it's lessons learned.
Yes, but this happens every time. Look, this is not isolated. I'm sure you'll agree, and Marvin probably knows as well. It's not isolated just to, corporations like this. Anytime you have a merger or an acquisition, what eventually happens is you take the one thing that you didn't do well, that you bought this company for, and you beat it out of that company because you want it to reflect your culture. So you don't leave their culture intact. I mean, this happens everywhere, including in wrestling, right, Marvin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it's why when you used to think EA, when they were way back, was good, they did a good job. But after a while, when EA took over a studio, you're like, oh no, bye, this game's gonna tank.
Well, look at what EA took BioWare, my favorite studio of all time, and turned it into modern. Turned it into modern BioWare.
Yeah, but Bungie already had that problem. All Sony had to do, unless they were completely ignoring gamers, was look on the Destiny website and go through the forums and look at the player outrage and how ticked everyone was. Like you said, Skill Up and Sam, they used to be like, nope, not touching it, not playing it. I'm not even dealing with it. All they had to do was look at the customer reaction of what Bungie had been doing before Activision let them go and after Activision let them go. All they had to do was look at that, and Sony wouldn't have touched them. So to be like, you know what? This is not a worthy investment. It's not worth our time. Let's not do this. And instead, they're just like, come here. We want you.
That speaks to like one of my favorite criticisms of this entire thing is Sony got rid of all of these talents, and they went, okay, we're out of talent. What do we do? How do we grow? Oh, it's acquisition season. Who do we go out and acquire? Let's go out and acquire the studio who has made one game, two if you want to count it like the Destiny 1 and 2, one game, and it is middling. Like I don't get the logic there, and the fact that they went, that's going to be our answer to the Bethesda purchase.
No, I think they took Sony bought Bungie because it was a product that made Microsoft Xbox famous, right, with Halo. So they thought they were getting
you think they were just like getting a jab.
So it's like, slap you, like take that, Microsoft. Yeah. We've got the baby that you threw out, right? So
but then Microsoft's going like, do you know why we threw out that?
Yeah,
baby?
Exactly. Like we didn't care that much, but
and who really knows Marathon? They're touting this thing. Yeah. Oh, we're going to come out with Marathon. Besides hitting one last panel, who knows what Marathon is? I'm sure you guys do. But seriously, anybody out there watching this, do you know what Marathon is? Do you know that Marathon was the game they made before Halo? Because no one really knows that. No one remembers that. Nobody, unless you're like hardcore gamer and you do your research, no one knows what the heck Marathon was. And now they're touting it like, oh, it's going to be this big thing. No, it's not.
But they're even touting it, or they brought back Marathon, but it is really just Marathon in sort of skin and name only. It is not the same old Marathon that was a deep, immersive, haunting sci-fi shooter. It's one of those like retrieval shooters where you go pick something up and bring it back to a location, then you go and pick something up and bring it back to it. Like it's one of those weird artificial loop games. So they're not even doing Marathon. They're just going, oh, we got to chase a trend. You guys can slap that Marathon name on it, right? Awesome. Let's go for it. Like
it's culture, you'd already mentioned most of the original Bungie team or writers are gone, long gone. So why would you think you're getting? Why are you thinking getting the original creators of a product? They're gone.
Well, you're not going to get the Marathon people. You're not going to get the Halo people. You're not going to get the reason you bought the studio. And look, Marathon in name only is probably the best way to describe this. What's coming out here next year, which has been pushed back multiple times now. But the game has been abandoned for 27 years, and now you're going to make it over again. And that's the thing you want to put your effort into. There's not a market for that game now. There just isn't. Yeah. Anyway, but we need to shuffle on from this. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
shuffle.
Yeah,
shuffle,
Sony,
like
if you
that.
want to buy that game place, we're willing and able to sell it to you for a reasonable price. Don't check any of the
we
books.
will
Under $1 billion.
stream Concord for you. We will give you
Absolutely.
2 dedicated players. Okay,
Yeah,
we have
absolutely.
that for you.
Yeah, and not only that, less than $1 billion, just a little under $1 billion. In fact,
That's our
actually,
starting point.
970 million, which is what Amazon paid for Twitch, that works out for me.
Oh.
There's a little wiggle room. What we're saying there, a little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah,
Just a bit.
Chiharu Mori, I think, says corruption. Well, yeah,
Up and down the block.
James Ritters. Yeah, we got
corruption.
all these people are like comment. I love this. This is
Hey,
so
we got
good.
100 people watching too. I just want to
Hi,
say,
everybody.
hit the like button, everybody. Get us
You guys
out
are the
there.
best.
Yeah, we
Thank
appreciate
you
you,
for
and
watching.
to the 100 folks out there, I want to say thanks to Pinochet's Helicopter Tours for $5 in tokens. You know what? We can play Street Fighter for like 2 hours because we got $5 in tokens.
Bro, my
2
mom gave me
hours,
$10
man.
for pizza. We don't got to go anywhere.
That's right. That's right. We're good. We just to be right here. Anyone find it weird the amount of ex-CIA who work at gaming companies? No, I am not surprised now. A lot of ex-CIA
Yes.
work in major corporate things. I mean,
Yeah.
what?
Tom
Wait a
King.
minute. What about Budweiser? Isn't that guy that's in charge of Anheuser-Busch America right now? Isn't he ex-CIA? I think so. But yeah, it's weird.
The irony of this statement is 10 years ago, we'd all think it was a conspiracy theory, but now it's all actual
Yeah.
fact. It's like, what? It's true.
Yeah. and
Again, my favorite CIA thing is Tom King, the main writer at DC Comics, the main architect of the DCU. Full on CIA guy, like post photo of himself like in Baghdad, like, hey, we were here, and it's like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's very strange. We live in strange times in a strange world. But on the balance of this is, you might be missing the point though. Look into Kyle Orland and his Gates and WEF ties. Oh, hey, look, there's a lot of crossover in that stuff, and it's not lost on us, Pinochet. But hopefully the audience looks it up. It's pretty cool.
That's why you get Concord.
I'm not getting Concord.
Nobody's getting Concord. Man,
They're going to start giving that away in a
bad.
cereal box.
They
guarantee
are.
it.
They are. Speaking of that,
It'll be part of the Epic Games giveaway monthly.
It'll be like the old AOL CDs they used to release in the mail.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Get 1,000 free hours now.
Give me more Chex Quest.
they were calling us sellouts for selling that game place for $1 billion. I don't think that's a
Come
sellout.
on, no.
anymore.
Come
I figured
That's called taking the bag.
that's right. I'm
At
gonna take
what
the
point?
bag.
At what
We
point
just
is
know
it
our worth.
Responsible to not.
That's
take the
about
bag?
knowing our worth, not a selling
Yeah,
out.
exactly,
Come
Marvin.
on.
Yeah. Well, look at what happened to Mr. About $7 billion and didn't.
Look at them now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's be careful.
Everybody, show your phones. I swear.
show your phone. Anyway, it is what it is. I appreciate everybody being here. You guys are great.
Mr.
Yeah. We got CIA is behind all evil. Well, they're not great. Let's see what else is happening. Chiharu Mori says, I refuse to play GTA 6 because they cater to soft and sensitive clowns. Well, let me just put it this way. While it's not 100% confirmed, the only reason that you put what they put in their SEC filing, this would be take 2, by the way, is because they know they're going to get wrecked.
They
And
know
it's
that
good.
we know that they know that we know.
Exactly.
know where I'm going.
They're gonna do.
I mean, after GTA 5 came out, maybe like 2 years later, I said you can never make this game again.
How
Because
lucky.
the world has
Probably
just
not.
changed so much. Like you
Yeah.
cannot in a post 2016 world like create this game anymore.
It's why
And-
there's no more Duke Nukems, right? There's no more Duke Nukems. There's like, you'll never see that. Married with
I mean,
children.
Vince Vaughn just talked about that, right? In his recent
did.
interview about R-rated comedies and stuff, where it's just everybody is too up their own butts nowadays with political correctness. I mean, even Jenna Ortega called that out. Like, she's like, everybody's too politically correct in Hollywood. Nothing gets done anymore. And I'm like, people are waking up, but they know it. Yeah.
Well, she
Well,
had
and
to say,
but the problem
Go-
is that
go
it's
ahead, Marvin.
the post woke era is coming, but the problem is it's going to take us like 5 years to get there because everything has such a long,
Yeah.
time from concept
Yeah.
to creation.
Yeah.
We
So
still gotta
yeah,
get rid of all the stuff we've greenlit right now.
right.
But that-
exactly.
If I
like,
see-
That's a great point, Marvin, because that means we're not going to get any good games probably for the next, for 5 years from now. And some of
I'm not
us
seeing
on this
anything
panel
great.
will be pretty old, so I'm like,
Right.
If I see another Dead or Alive Extreme
Backlog.
Beach Volleyball game in my lifetime, I will die a happy Loki.
Please.
Please, yeah.
as long as
All
I get
right.
those physics right, you know. What
Well,
I'm saying?
let's move forward from there. Thank you for all of your comments in the chat. You made us laugh and extended our discussion, and all of these wonderful creatives here talking about, well, things falling apart. But we have come to our headline of today, which consists of three stories neatly stacked together. It's like I was going to make it a sandwich between that Park Place bounding, that Park Place, but instead I'm saving bounding for the end. So we will sum up because it really encapsulates what is actually going on out there. But let's start first with this story because, whoa, that Park Place. Hello. For $2. That ain't cap.
I heard it.
No, that wasn't
It's
me.
recorded.
That was a 14-year-old on the board of Sony. That wasn't me.
That's what it is for $2. Thank you. Hey, I know that guy sending us money. Thanks. Yeah, super chats are fun, guys. We thrive and survive on super chats until we get memberships, and then we thrive and survive on that too. And then we start doing game things. I want to start doing game things. We need to get to 10K.
Game things.
Okay.
So what is the first multiplayer game that we're gonna all play together? That's my
Mario
question.
Kart.
Mario Kart?
No.
Mario Kart
Concord.
Spencer.
I thought it was.
Spencer had to go. Spencer had to leave.
Justifiably removed. Timeout.
Did I do that?
Go ahead, Marvin. What are you saying, sir?
No, I thought it was gonna be Helldivers at first, and then they went off the rails.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
and then I thought Mario Kart. I still think Among Us would be a really fun one to play.
We will definitely do that from time to time. But,
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
all in
That's
on
a good
Among Us.
choice.
yeah, but for initially, I think we need to do something like Mario Kart. We get a number of players all beat.
You're going to
each
be
other
using that
pieces.
7-second delay on Mario Kart. I'll tell you that much.
I'll be doing just fine. When are memberships coming? Asks Juliet. I think we are looking at when we get near or at 10,000 subscribers. So we've got just probably a couple more months. You guys are really helping us grow. If you want to share the dream, share the stream and share the channel around. You can put it anywhere. We don't mind. Just throw it around anywhere. As long as they enjoy good, clean gaming fun, I think they will appreciate the channel.
Ooh, GoldenEye. I like that.
GoldenEye.
Choppers only. Choppers only.
I called Odd Job like a month ago, so just so you
We're
know.
playing Proximity Mines
on
boys.
stream.
We got so much going on. What we do have is this. We have this story, and again, this is the not quite sandwich I wanted to build here. But it looks like we got into super chat. Hang on. It's fine.
It's an open face sandwich. If
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
There it is.
I said reverse sandwich.
Jay, you should play the arcade version of NBA Jam.
Yes.
Yep, but that's only
He's
2
on
2.
fire.
From way downtown. Bang.
Hey, how would you guys feel about something like Shredder's Revenge?
Yeah. Oh, like a co-op scroll and beat 'em up. I'm in for that.
Yeah.
I'm up.
Or the Cowabunga collection.
Oh yeah. I wanted to play that for a while with people.
We got our good friend Butterbiscuit 92 once again for $5 in tokens. We're gonna be at the arcade all day, kids. This is awesome.
Oh boy.
No, if you guys become another G&G with freaking Mario Kart, no, we're not gonna do it all the time.
199, guys. 199.
No, we love the 199. 199. But what we
199.
I want to play Mario Golf. I want to play. There's a bunch
Mario
of like.
Golf would be great.
There's a bunch of like shooty games like that I want to play. I want to play I want to get involved in some like Ghost Recon stuff. I want us to actually do some really like.
Yes.
We're gonna mix it up because the worst thing I think you can do is just focus on one game. I think it bores people.
I've also said that I am going to review Black Myth Wukong when it comes out this month.
Yes, you have.
Oh.
I'm excited for that.
So I'm very excited for that.
Can't wait. Let's see. Just Herb says, I called Odd Job. Okay. Well, I don't know if we were allowing Oddjob.
No, he said Space Dave called Oddjob.
Oh, okay.
Space Dave did call dibs.
Oh,
He did.
okay. All right. Yeah. We have nothing against the 199. We love the 199.
Absolutely.
But I understand the perspective of mixing it up, and I promise you, we will. Jackie Boy for £5 sterling. That's proper money, and that gets you more tokens. Thank you very much. We're never leaving the arcade. We're just going to live here. Member Barry Voice. Do you remember when Assassin's Creed used to be a decent, almost even good franchise? Because I remember.
Blow the man down on the ship in Black Flag.
Oh, yeah. Played it
Dude, it
recently.
was so good.
And blow the man down.
Masterpiece.
The
Chef's
sea
kiss
shanties. I made it a point every time I played the game to collect all the sea shanties as quickly as I could because I like to I like to sail on the boat and just flip through the shanties. It was so awesome. I remember.
Do you remember a couple years ago?
Pirates Life for culture.
Go ahead, Marvin.
Sea shanties started becoming like really popular, like among a lot of people. Like there were whole playlists coming up. I honestly think it's because of Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Yeah,
I think that game kind of put sea shanties in people's head, and it started an entire like musical revolution.
Can we do it here? Yo ho, that one.
I don't know. I don't know that one. Maybe I do. I don't know. But what I do know is that I thank you for the contribution. Speaking of contributions, we're going to get Makini to play with us next week. He's going to be on the show. Makini's going to hang out on the channel with us. Yeah, he's gonna enjoy it. It'll be a good time. But Makini for $5 worth of tokens. Thank you, my friend. Says forget Jam. If anything needs a comeback, it's NBA Street. Yeah, that was a good game too.
Makini's going to be on the show. We got to play some Street Fighter. We got to get a Street Fighter game going with Makini.
Guys, he's the king of fighting games. There's no doubt. So,
can I give you like a 1 minute rant real quick about arcades? Because we're talking about tokens so much.
Well, hang on. Yes. Go.
Yeah. So I was on the boardwalk recently, and I was so excited to go into the arcades. I haven't been on a boardwalk in like a decade. So we went in. It's no video games anymore. It's nothing but claw machines. Every arcade on the boardwalk was nothing but claw machines. What happened?
That's how
you
it
have
is
to go
everywhere.
You have to go to an arcade bar, Marvin.
Yes.
So look up arcade bar, and you will find the kind of arcade machines you want to play at an arcade bar.
Annoying.
Dallas.
There were some driving sims. There were a couple driving sims. There were a couple shooters, but it was all claw machines.
There were no cabinets or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, they really are. They are hard to find, but there's a place in Dallas called Cidercade. That's awesome.
They've also got Select Start in Dallas. Select Start is a huge arcade bar. Absolutely awesome. Yeah,
there used to be a Farm and Feed. That's where we actually held a meetup event there.
Nice.
They went out of they went out of business. They were awesome though.
They went out of business?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Remember before Iger tore it down and made it into an NBA thing that lasted exactly 6 months? What was that called before?
Disney Quest.
Disney Quest. Anybody been there? That was awesome.
Oh, yeah. No, I love Disney Quest. Disney Quest was a good time.
That rocked. I was having like childhood flashbacks going in that place.
Yeah, so yeah, I think we got people on board for Ghost Recon. We also want to play some I think we need to have like a once a month MMO game that we can play. MMORPG or something that we can all just invest in. Maybe like a superhero
a collective thing. Progress that everybody can follow along with and everything.
Yeah, and then you can all realize I have no time to play video games. Anyway, we got one more.
Everyone's gonna laugh at just how bad I am in the learning curve I have on all of these shooter games.
Yeah, that's all right. Again, I'm gonna have to play Fortnite, which we will play Fortnite too.
I know.
We'll have to do that.
And
dang you, Jonas! Dang you!
Makini for another $5 with a token says, and SSX. It was so good. That's such a great snowboarding game.
I am so sad that we don't get any the only real sports games we ever get anymore are the licensed ones, like the MLB Show, the Maddens, and that's because all of this stuff is so expensive to develop nowadays that you can't just have anybody come out and drop an SSX Tricky or a Dave Mira's BMX or whatever. Or even if you wanted to get a little frisky, it wasn't a good game, but BMX Triple X, right? Like there were at least games being made in this sphere. Nowadays, you only get your Maddens and stuff.
How many of y'all did the played versus horse on Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2?
All day.
All day. You'd start off on that decline in that first level, go up, do your grind on the thing, go around, jump on the rail, do your spin move, do the 900 off the ramp, and boom, you'd be like, beat that, boy.
And then your friend just plugs you with the controller and is like, I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to finish this up. Yeah, if we got something that came out of EA Sports Big, I think it'd be great. But we did get a sports game not that long ago, a recreation thereof, but it mixed in some agenda. And that was they re-released a Tony Hawk game, in 2020, 2021?
Yeah, it was Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
Oh, 1+2, yeah.
Yeah, and they inserted some stuff in there, and I was like,
did they?
I
didn't even check it out.
I don't even want to do this.
What did they put in?
Just, agenda garbage, modern agenda garbage. Yeah. But Pinochet's helicopter tours for $2 worth of tokens. Thank you. He says, have a Street Fighter tournament to recreate EVO Moment 37.
I think I'm the only one here who can parry like that. Clunk, 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 clunk. And I can't even do all of Chun-Li's kicks like that. Are you kidding me?
All right, what do we got going on? That was great. You guys, and I appreciate the rant, Marvin. That was good. Jackie Boy for £2 serving says, remember when arcades used to be cool? I remember.
Back in my day when the arcades were good.
They can still be cool if you find the right one. Just got to look for the right one.
That's true.
And it'll probably only be there for a month after you find it, but that month will be fun.
And by the way, I would also like to add, I spent $20 on those claw machines and won nothing.
You're not meant to win anything on those.
You're a sucker. You're a sucker.
You know what I don't understand? Why don't you get this is just an idea. If anyone steals it, you owe me royalties. Why don't you open a comic store, collectible store, and put arcade game machines inside of that? Kind of have.
I think I've seen places like that.
There was a place over here called Space Cadets that had a pizza place in it, and it had an arcade in it, and it was a comic book store. So cool. They moved location though. It was popular. They always had people in there, but they moved location. Now it's like a 2-story building, but they don't have the pizza. They don't have the pizza. The arcade stuff. All that stayed there. Yeah.
Now it's just like a 2-story Funko store.
Well, they wouldn't fix the building. The people that they leased from wouldn't fix the building.
Oh, really?
So the pizza place was the arcade too. They stayed in the building. The comic book people left.
Gotcha.
The most comic book stores around me have they've always got this like little area in the back to play like card games or board games, and I would rather crawl through glass than do that. So
so apparently the boss sent this one first and said, did I hear Spencer say that ain't Cap? And then followed up, I missed this one. Thank you, Space Dave. Good catch. That representation of a gamer was not giving. I think maybe he was like, I think he's like trying to, say that.
I don't look, to my credit, and this is probably good. I don't hang out with a lot of teenagers, so my impression of a teenager is if it's off base, I'm glad it's off base.
It'll keep you safe in this day and age.
That's exactly right.
All right.
Stay away.
Well,
no dirty laundry over here.
In an effort to push forward and get through the super chats, because I want to get to this open face sandwich story. We got Punk Waddle for $2, $2 in tokens, saying, "Did I just hear you say Fortnite? Bring it on!
Come on, little Sheriff Penguin."
Yeah,
I hear he's pretty vicious though.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. You don't want none of that penguin.
Machiny for another $2 in tokens says 2 words: Def Jam.
Oh boy,
indeed.
I wish we could get modern Def Jam games. Imagine getting like Yeezy now against I don't know who even exists anymore. What is rap anymore? Nicki Minaj. Sure, let's go with that.
You know what? I tried to play
channel on YouTube.
I tried to play specifically for the show to see if like it's something we could all play together. I tried Multiverses out. Oh my God, is it terrible?
It's bad.
It's
so
rough,
bad.
dude. It's bad.
Garbage.
It's so terrible.
Well, and they're running. I mean, it's the reason I think that Warner bought it, right?
Because it's so bad. They're trying to salvage it. And
so Marvin, you took the plunge. We were talking about that a week ago or 2 ago, and you took the plunge. And
yeah, I tried it out.
Thumbs down.
It's not a big thumbs down.
Really?
My biggest complaint with Multiverse is if you guys have played Smash Brothers, you know how smash attacks work, right?
Yeah.
Side A and you charge up and then you hold and you let go. In Multiverses, you have to hit the button, then the direction, and then it starts charging up your smash attack. If you just do like a regular smash attack, you just hit regular. It seems like such a small complaint I'm having, but if you get it in gameplay, it is the most frustrating. Like, this is not intuitive. This is not how things work. And like after that, I was like, I'm done with this game. I'm not picking it back up.
Yeah, the only reason for us to ever play it on any kind of stream would be to make fun of it.
No. Yeah,
it's sad because I don't want to make fun of the characters of that game. They got some nice characters.
Their roster is pretty cool. Like I like the Wonder Woman. They got a Black Lantern Wonder Woman skin, and yet the game is bad. Yeah, I know. We're delaying culture. Go culture.
One more super chat from Just Herb with £2 which will get us even more tokens than $2. Thank you, my friend. Members' choice, most obscure, get the arcade tokens. There you go. Most obscure
for community picks of whatever we play.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. Especially if it's something like none of us has ever heard of. I
don't know if I want to play Barbie though. You know where they could go with that. So.
Well, I mean, they could, okay.
Look, those old Barbie games from like '97 that were just like mini game collections.
If you give them a multiple choice and they vote on it and we're okay with it, then I'm okay with it.
I would love to get. I would just love to get back into cabinet games again. Jackie Boy for £5 sterling. My goodness, you guys really want to keep us in tokens today?
We're never doing our homework.
That's right. I'd love to have Spider-Man: Web of Shadows remastered.
Yes.
Wow.
I would love any of those old Spider-Man games remastered.
I loved Web of Shadows. So I only had Web of Shadows on the Wii, and it sucked on the Wii.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you had the really truncated version. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was truncated, and you had to do like a lot of like little like wrist flicks and stuff to web swing.
Yeah, and it wasn't smooth. It was it was really like jittery. Anyway, swinging around symbiote infested New York, fighting symbiote Wolverine and tearing him in half. I didn't.
Almost all of that's out of copyright, and most of them are very hard to come by now. So you can't get them digitally. You've got to find a physical copy that's worth anything, and you got to go through that because you just can't get them.
Speaking of great cabinet games, you have Gauntlet, which is awesome.
Oh, we should play that.
Yeah, and you have Joust, which is awesome. Don't you remember that with the eggs and everything?
I do, but these guys.
I was born after the carton buggy was invented, so I don't remember.
Boop. Trying to fly them.
All right. Well, you guys have great ideas. All right. So let's get into the story. It's 1 hour and 3 minutes in before we got to the headline. Well done, gentlemen, and all of our audience. Y'all are great. Thank you for your generosity. You keep the lights on this brand new channel. We're trying to lift it up. Apparently, we need to buy more effects for Spencer because he's like just green. Oh, which I can actually remove and make him look like he's in space. Anyway,
yes, I can be the new Space Dave. I'm your DEI Space Dave. Race swapping. Let's go.
Let's not steal my gimmick.
To represent.
Marvin, he's stealing my gimmick. Give him some.
Yeah. Get the wrestling monster in here. Ironcaster, thank you for interrupting us once again with a $5 handful of tokens. Thank you, my friend. For MMO, I recommend Guild Wars 2. Oh, no subscription.
I've heard that's really good. I've had a lot of friends who
the cash shop isn't mobile game bad. Okay, and can be gotten into for free or one-time purchase. Excellent. Excellent. All right,
sponsor you say?
Yeah, we got sponsors. All right, here we go.
Raid Shadow Legend.
This is all tied together in the giant sucking sound called Ubisoft. Okay, so let's start there. By the way, this is me and Loki. So PC gamers roast Star Wars Outlaws after system requirements revealed. Loki and I lost our mind when we were just gonna do a video, and then I found this thing, and I was like, ah! It was really funny. So apparently we didn't hold back. No, we did not. We were pretty mad. So on the official Star Wars Outlaws website, Ubisoft revealed that the recommended specifications to achieve 60 frames per second at 1080p require an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Ti or an AMD Radeon RX 6700 XT or a better graphics card. The graphics preset will need to be set to high, so now you have to start playing with things, and the upscaler has to be set to quality. So you have to have a card that can do all of this and do it well without dying.
You have to have an RTX. It has to be an RTX 30 series or better. It will. It's
65 gigabytes of solid state drive space. Solid state, not regular hard, not HDD. That's solid state. Are you kidding me?
No, it just means that you have to have a solid state drive. If you don't have a solid state drive, this is not the game for you. You will
look
get
at that RAM requirement, because if you have one Chrome tab open, it won't run. Then is what we're saying here, right?
Quite possible.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the resolution is, I can't even imagine. So for my machine, it's not a big deal because I have a decent card. But I mean, you have to have a pretty decent system. I mean, Loki went to all the trouble of figuring it out. So we got into the minimum requirements. The minimum requirements are an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 or the AMD RX 5600 XT. The Intel Arc A750, which are kind of not spectacular, or better graphics card with the graphics preset set to, here we go. You have to downgrade to low and set it to quality, and that'll provide players the 1080p 30 frames per second.
What the heck?
30 frames per second.
But if you're upscaling, that means it's actually taking like a 720 usually, lower quality, and upscaling it.
So, but the real problem
that's what
here
it is doing.
Exactly. But the real problem here, and I think Loki would agree with the amazing, you know what? I think I should put, I have to put Loki as the featured person on the screen. He's got a great hat. He's got a new beach punk hat. Look at that.
He did it. You got it. That was so fast.
Yeah. We
just last week you said you were getting
it? Yeah, just last week.
They ship from the America. Right here in the USA.
America.
Yeah. In fact, I think it shipped from
the hands
Vegas.
Of the Chinese child that culture kidnapped and put in his basement to make these hats.
It shipped out of Vegas. So.
It came today, so I checked right before we did the stream, and I was like, "Oh, it's here."
It looks great. You look great. Yeah. You're repping my brand well. Anyway, back to it. So what it really means is that they've optimized this game not at all. Not at all.
That's right.
Zero.
Yeah, if you want to rock it like I've got it here on this 52-inch widescreen monitor, this one that's in front of me, not this one that's over here, you have to have something real.
Beast.
Yeah, and if you can get the 1440p, you can get the 1440p at 16 frames per second, but you have to have high graphics preset and quality, and that gets you where you are. Now, let's get to Ultra. Ultra, you need the monster. You need the RTX 4080. You need the AMD Radeon RX 7900.
Which are the brand new cards, by the way. Like, these are the ones that just dropped like last year. So
and this will give you magic.
Finding them.
2160p.
Yeah.
So how in the world are they going to run on the Xbox Series X?
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah,
it's going to be very, very bad.
Yeah, here it is. In fact, here you're quoted here on that gameplays. YouTuber Stone Loki detailed that in order to play the game via the minimum requirements, PC players will have to shell out at least $1,200.
That's like 5,000 Canadian.
And at recommended level, he explained it would cost at least $1,500.
That's not max. That's not playing in 4K.
No, it's just making it there. So if you want to get the 4K, you're dropping $2,300.
Wow! All to see that face in high definition, in ultra high definition.
Also, I just realized this. That's not taking into account. That's just taking into account your base hardware. That's not speakers.
Yes.
That's not a monitor that can
Nothing.
do 2160p.
Mhm.
That
Nothing.
is just you can have it on. You can have the box that can run it. That's so bonkers.
Yeah,
And, over $1,000 for the card alone.
yeah.
Which
Yeah,
just absolutely never.
Yeah.
This is financial advice, at least for me. Never buy cards new cards when they come out. Always buy like a generation prior. It's so much smarter.
Well, it is, and you don't normally need the horsepower of the latest generation,
No,
but
you
apparently
really don't.
here you do. Yeah, so
Unless you're like CERN and you're processing terabytes of data in minutes, you don't need that card.
teraflops. You're right.
Teraflops.
And here's
No,
the
we're
thing.
not talking about Disney. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and if you want
Culture, can you scroll past her face? It's bothered me. I don't know.
No. I want everybody to soak this in. But
please.
here's the weirdest thing about it. If you want to hear Loki flip out, this is the video to go watch. Amazing. But that's the whole point. Is it's not ready for it's not ready. The game is not ready for you to play.
So
go ahead, Marvin.
I just have this question.
No,
like, why can't a DEI game ever actually have a good story or run smoothly? Why is it that every DEI game is just a puddle of garbage? Like, they all don't work. They all have terrible stories. Why can't you do a female lead character and actually have a decent story and have a game that actually works?
I have the answer to that, and it's actually twofold. So the first fold is that so we know now, like nowadays, when a game, even if you have a game, or let me rephrase this. We live in an era right now where video game studios do not care about retaining talent whatsoever. If you make a great game or a bad game, you are liable to be shunted off to another team, fired, laid off, all that different stuff. So every time a new game is being built, they assemble a new team, which means all of the tricks and tips that last team might have learned, like, oh, we can, optimize it this way. We can save some data or some size right here. All of that is sort of lost to the ether because nobody's communicating unless it was written down in like an instruction document. It's gone forever. So nobody's talking. And so all of that knowledge is gone. Just nobody knows how to optimize things anymore. And then the second part is that all of the money, all the effort that you would normally see put into these technical aspects of video games, all of that budget is being spent on marketing, on hiring voice actors, on your DEI consultant companies. So by the time you're done with that main production part of the game, you're going, all right, we don't really have the time or the money to sit here and spend 8 months optimizing this thing. Does it work? Fine, get it out there. If they complain, we'll patch it later, but we just need to get it out there. It's just mismanagement from the top down.
And it says something because...
Yeah, go ahead.
Loki.
Nintendo's the only company that doesn't do what he's talking about right now. Nintendo's the only one that keeps its employees. They give their companies bonuses for doing good work. They give them raises. They keep them on, and they try and do everything I can to keep the Nintendo family an actual family. Nobody else does that anymore.
And they do punish those that do terrible jobs. At the end of the day, they do take care of problem people.
Okay, and real quick, I'm going to say something in the shorter form because you all have hit on exactly what the problems are. Number one, they're constantly losing institutional knowledge. That's what Spencer and Loki
institutional knowledge. That's what I was looking for. Yes.
And the second thing is that their staff is representative of the game they produce. So if you are producing a DEI game, your company has been converted to a DEI company, which means nobody there can claim to have experience or merit is the better word to use there. They don't have the merit for the things some of them may, but as a broad term, the merit is not equal to what that was there before because they changed everything around. And I do want to get to. We have a super chat from Baculi. I see it, and some other folks. We'll get to those. I want to jump first into the second story because we're going to get into the one that really kind of breaks it down, which this fella did. But we know, and it's the thumbnail for today's show. We know between this and the next story that Ubisoft is buying people off. They're bribing them.
Yep.
They're they're buttering them up is how John puts it. Yeah. So when you look at this,
which is the best way to describe it.
Nope, this is the wrong screen. Why did I do that? I'm fired. Sorry, guys. Hang on. That was a good lead in, and then I destroyed it. It's okay. I'm gonna edit it in post, guys. I'll edit it right out of the stream.
Clearly, Culture
Let's just do it live.
For his
Let's
next
do it
role
live.
as a Disney editor.
Yeah, I
Right,
talked
so
about
let's
this
do it live.
Tuesday morning. I talked about this, the sellouts and the YouTube sellouts.
Yeah. And this is the thing. So they literally buttered up YouTubers and influencers with trips to Disneyland, boat tours to promote Star Wars Outlaws. People literally sold their opinion or were influenced to talk about these things in a variety of ways. So, and then
had the gall to go, we didn't take any money from them. We weren't financially compensated.
We will talk about that. That is the big thing to hit.
Yeah, because the difference between paying someone off and buying them with experience or access.
Yep.
Disney are the masters of that, and they're teaching Ubisoft their ways.
They are, and it's not good because now we start being able to point the finger at the shills. The shills are being exposed left and right. So
sorry to interrupt, Culture.
Yeah,
something just slipped under my door here, and it has a lot of Benjamins in it. I just want to say I love this game. Star Wars Outlaws is the most fantastic piece of technology to ever hit the gaming sphere. My goodness! Some more money. I mean, sorry.
It really shows you what you can do with the medium.
It really does. So, but I guess an investigation into their marketing campaign has revealed that the company buttered up YouTubers and influencers with trips to Disneyland, boat tours, to give them access, or should say before giving them access to 4 hours of gameplay footage. They didn't even get to play the game. They got 4 hours of gameplay footage. So now you know why there was all the shiltasticness on the Twitter and all the other social medias. That
like recent days.
Is it the one with the spit take? The guy that does the obvious spit take? That one?
I have no idea, but I know IGN was definitely part of the "let's buy you off" plan. So,
they're talking about all the immersive takedown experiences.
Yeah. But so German YouTuber Cyberpunk 20XX discovered multiple YouTubers and influencers, revealed how they were actually influenced by Ubisoft as part of the company's largest marketing campaign ever. That's a lot of money. First, Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot revealed that the company was rolling out its largest marketing campaign. And during a recent earnings report call, Barclays' Nick Dempsey asked, when I look at the guidance for Q2, and if I assume something similar to back catalog in Q2 as Q1, kind of getting to 200 to 230 million euro, that sort of range. For the new release, Star Wars Outlaws, when I took the $70 price and then assuming what you might get from it, I'm getting to around 5 million units. You think they're going to sell 5 million units of this game?
No.
Okay. Anyway, or something in that sort of bracket. First of all, where could I be going wrong with that thinking? Secondly, are you just being pretty conservative in your guidance? Because I guess given the interest in that game, we might have thought it would be more than 5 million units. Uh-oh. All right. Now, this goes well with what else we've found out. We found out that it extends beyond this, and this is the important third part of this amazing sandwich, right? It's this story here.
Well, real quick before you pull that up, Culture.
Yeah.
They want the exclusivity deal that EA used to have. Ubisoft wants to be making all of the Star Wars games. That is why they're selling it like this. That is why they are pushing with the hardest campaign for a game they've ever done. All of this can be explained by, we want the exclusive deal you used to have with EA. So you come here and you give us all, and we'll make all your games for you. And
but
that's not going to happen.
No, not with this. Not with this. And let's say this. Let's say this. Ready? That isn't the only way that they're using their marketing money. They're not just going after influencers with these things. They're literally going at them with other marketing agencies. And this is a story that was brought to light from our pal down here, Spencer, over at Bowning. German YouTuber claims advertising agency, right? Separate entity, told him to make positive edits to his Star Wars Outlaws preview.
Right there.
Wow.
This is what you sell this is what you get to end up selling your soul for, ladies and gentlemen, is stuff like this.
I know Ryan wrote this, but I also know that Spencer was the editor on this. But when I look at this, I'm like, they're working with an intermediary agency and basically trying to sway them in how they put what they're putting together. So from its outlandishly priced special editions, Spencer, are you here? No,
I don't think he is.
Oh no.
Okay, is this a good time to bring up? I'm having stomach issues every time you scroll like this.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Well, you just have to look at her eyes right now. So I was going to ask him how much these special editions are, but I think the top end one's 120.
120.
Am I wrong?
I'm pretty sure it's 120. Yes.
Yeah. To the unflattering appearance of the protagonist. Well, Space Dave doesn't seem to appreciate it. To the absolutely abysmal state of its gameplay, to the fact that its PC release is wildly unoptimized. Yes, that's true. Thank you for mentioning that. Ubisoft's upcoming Star Wars title has been struggling to endear itself to players pretty much from the moment it was announced. This is true. And now it seems like its struggle is only destined to get worse, as it appears an advertising agency hired by Ubisoft to promote Star Wars Outlaws is pressuring online influencers into giving the game favorable coverage. Well, yeah. There she is, by the way.
It's funny how the magazines, the magazines and the websites and IGN and Kotaku and all them, they can't sell these games anymore. But we'll go to the influencers, we'll go to the YouTube and the Kick, and we'll go to Twitch and we'll go to X and we'll go to whatever, and we'll get them to do it for us.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing. So on August 2nd, the German YouTuber channel Piet Smite. Am I saying that right, Spencer? Piet Smite.
It's German. It is German. Whatever we say, all bets are freaking off. I have no idea what we're.
It might be Pete Schmidt.
Yeah, well, his name's Peter Schmitz.
But then he's got it's like a co-channel, so it's like his name and then another guy who I think has like it's all weird. It's all
Piet Smites.
Well, all I know is this: he announced to the channel followers as machine translated via Deep L. Hi, Peter here. We've taken the Star Wars video offline, not because we wanted to sweep something under the carpet or anything, but because it should never have been published, and we don't want it on the channel. We'll talk about it a bit more on the next Pitecast episode. I'm sorry. And of course, here it is in German. Mon Peter here.
Good luck.
Wir haben das Star Wars Video offline genommen.
Culture, stop right there. We don't want to offend any German listener.
Well, I actually speak a little German. Anyway. Okay. And this is sorry. Tut mir leid. Anyway. So in light of this vague explanation, several users proceeded to accuse both Smits and his co-host Dennis, the latter whom actually played and produced the Star Wars Outlaws preview, of having their opinions bought off by Ubisoft. As summarized by YouTube user Vondercroft, the complaints against the channel revolved around the fact that Brahman was allowed to play Outlaws and recorded 4 hours. A 1-hour video was cut from it, but the advertising agency didn't like it. So it was shortened to 20 minutes, and they apparently had to cut in the required wording, including a call for pre-orders. Oh boy.
Wow.
It annoyed a lot of people. Ryan did a good job with the story, by the way. Just so you know, Spencer.
Yeah. Right. Ryan's great.
Yeah. It annoyed a lot of people because Pete Schmidt is always against pre-ordering, etc. And it came across as if their opinion was for sale.
Yep.
That's what we call bought and paid for, people. Bought and paid for.
And it just gets worse, right? Eventually, the backlash would draw a response from Brahman himself, who, in an apology to his viewers, admitted, "I completely understand the arguments being made here, and that wasn't right. I had the opportunity to play the game for 4 hours, and it was edited into over an hour of video. As part of the review process, the entire video was thrown back at us, and an intermediary agency, not Ubisoft, asked for a lot of changes, especially to the wording at the beginning. Oh boy. This looks weird, right?
So, but why is the intermediary agency having access to their video before it's posted, and why can they make these demands of them? Like, shouldn't it just be they've got their footage and they can just make their video?
They got access, so they've got to go through and make sure that, because you're giving us access, and you're treating us to a hotel, and you're giving us a week-long trip to Disneyland, and you're giving us the boat ride to go watch the whales, and you're giving us the stuffed plushies.
And the flight and the hotel. I'm glad you mentioned that, Loki.
And the cupcake.
And
the cupcakes and the food, what VIP tour, the free lightsabers from Galaxy's Edge.
Did they really get that?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Every influencer who went also got, like, I think you guys mentioned it, but like a VIP tour of Disneyland, which is not just a ticket to Disneyland. That means you like get in, somebody takes you around, you get line access and stuff.
You get a plaid.
Nobody. Yeah,
you get a plaid.
Nobody buys influences better than Disney, and they're really extending this hand to Ubisoft here, because we remember when Tiana's Bayou Adventure opened and all the Pixie Duster podcasters and influencers went on it, and they all got their backpack and their little thermos and their cupcake, and all talked about how great this ride was that they were all stuck on for hours.
This is what we needed. This is such a worthy revamp. I remember all that
necessary downgrade. Somebody called.
I remember. That's what it was. Jonas would let that go for like a week.
Spencer, since you're
right. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, Spencer, since you're a Skillup fan, am I wrong in remembering? Because I might be. I don't know.
Yeah.
When he got invited to go to Squaresoft to see Final Fantasy 16, he's like, "Look, guys, I appreciate this, but I'm pay for my own plane ticket. I'm pay for my own stay. Yep. I will be there. I will be there on the correct days at the correct time, but I'm going to pay my way," because he wanted to give his unbiased, no pressure opinion. And that's what you do. Okay, you want me to come out? Sure, I would love to come out.
He did that.
He went to Japan to do that. Yeah, I remember that. So anyway, back to it. And by the way, Skillup is a lot of entry points for people. But let me finish this up. So since I personally thought the game was really cool, I didn't see the big problem with that, Bremen defended. This was a huge miscalculation. Sorry, of course, you don't have to pre-order a game. You can, of course, buy whatever you want with your money. I absolutely enjoyed the version I was shown. The process behind it was for the ass.
It's a weird German phrase. I think it basically means like there was like a big pain in the ass the whole process. I couldn't find a real translation.
Dealing with a third-party mediary was a giant pain in the ass.
That's what I think he's going for.
Let's only say that word one time.
Sorry.
I didn't hear what was the word. So and I'm sorry that we didn't push against it more, but let ourselves be beaten wide open. Sorry for that. And what I love, this is one of my favorite words in German. Entschuldigung.
Entschuldigung?
Yeah, Entschuldigung.
What does it mean?
It's just a great word. It's like attention. So.
Okay, I was like, I feel like you just taught me a slur, and I'm gonna start like going around yelling it, and I'm gonna be in trouble.
You know what German word I like? Schadenfreude. Like what I'm feeling right now, watching these people have their credibility destroyed because they did.
But they played back into it, and they pulled the video down, right?
Yeah, when they got caught.
Well, I don't know if caught maybe not the right word.
Well, if this guy always tells people not to pre-order, and all of a sudden he's like, make sure you get your pre-orders in, people were probably like, hey, something stinks here. Yeah. And they were like, okay, we got to pull this down.
It's like if we opened our stream and Loki's little joke about like, oh, Outlaws is the best, this is my favorite game. Like if that happened for real, all of our viewers would be like, what, like, did they get replaced by pod people? What just happened? Loki.
Spencer, I don't know what you're talking about. I love this game.
Okay. Well, I want
to. That was somebody. That was another critic. Sorry, it wasn't Loki. Sorry, Marvel. Oh, hey, okay. Look, Disney.
Real quick, really quick. I want to get through this real fast because I want to get to all the amazing chats we've got. We got super chats that are relevant, and this story doesn't end with this story because I got more to this sandwich. apparently.
Lord of
I
the
have some-
sandwich.
I have lettuce for the sandwich now. I'm going to tell you that. We'll start here though. In 2022, former Polygon editor Ben Kuchera claimed that not only were his reviews being rewritten by the site's editor-in-chief, but he was also being pressured into changing his reviews score during a subsequent off-kilter rant that lasted for hours. I'm getting so many messages about corruption in games media, and these folks are right.
Yeah.
You remember that
Yep.
recording? Do you guys
Let's
remember
be
that
honest here,
recording?
though. Let's be honest. Game like this type of stuff's been going on forever. I mean, if you read anything that was sponsored by Nintendo, for example, what was their magazine? Sorry,
Nintendo
Power.
Nintendo Power. There was nothing that was like low scored, and if you knew it was like a 6, it was probably trash because of the way they would mark something. So this has been going on, but when calling it out is always good. I love to call this stuff out. So
Can you say, you know what, I'm really considering pre-ordering this. I don't recommend you do that. I never do, but you know what? I think I'm going to take a chance. I may do that. Saying something like that is fine. It's absolutely positively fine.
yeah.
Going, hey guys, make sure you pre-order Star Wars Outlaws right now from the Ubisoft. That's a totally different ball game.
Wait, I'm
You're
opening
100%
another
right.
envelope here. Yes, I will be getting the pre-order.
All right.
And make sure you
Okay.
get the best one, the $120 one, because woo-wee, you only get half the game if you do it the other way
Get the
around.
one with the statue of the lovely looking lady.
Oh,
Get
right.
that
Space
one,
Station.
please.
How can I forget? I need that.
Yeah, you got to get
You
the
can
statue.
see Jabba the Hutt. They'll even show you which one he is on the screen.
Oh,
Well,
boy.
if you order now, you get the heroine's chin sent to you for only $29.99.
Wow. Okay. Very quickly
Sorry.
though, I just want to get to some chats. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, but very,
$29.99.
Yes.
See,
Yeah.
That's right.
This game has changed my life for the better. Like
Yes.
I had to.
I agree, Hans.
Oh, is that Lars? Hello, Lars.
Marvin, you are so correct, sir. Yes.
Oh man, we're gonna have sprockets here in just a moment. Anyway, all right. Pinochet's helicopter tours. I've been trying to get to this $2 super chat, which is
Can you say that properly? You sounded
Pinochet's helicopter tours? Did I
you
say
said
it
a little
wrong?
too fast. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Pinochet's?
Ignore what I said. Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, all right. I apologize. CC, easy to do a DIY MAME cabinet. I know. I've done several of them.
They are cool, yeah.
Yeah. Out of a Raspberry Pi.
Yep.
Yes, that works
Yeah.
too. I've done it out of just a regular standard PC board, and high quality CPU, because that's really all you need now. All right. This is the super chat of super chats, my friends. You ready? I suggest you guys look at the roadmap for Outlaws. They're supporting the game until spring next year with 2 story expansions. The first will have Lando Calrissian. Machini, yes, you read my mind. I had the story prepped. I sent it to the guys. You are correct. Thank you for the $10 super chat. This is somebody who knows his games, because here it is. I pulled the one from Push Square. So 2 Star Wars Outlaws DLC packs, because everybody's going to be clamoring for this, right? The season pass on their DLC packs. So you have for fall and spring of 2025, Wildcard and Pirate's Fortune.
All this is already paid for, by the way. So these 2 expansions, they're paid for. Whatever loan, whatever UV did, they've already paid for this.
Yeah.
So they just haven't made it yet. So the team, the work, the hours, all that, that's already been paid for.
It's been like allocated, yeah.
Yes.
Did any of the DLCs put a mask over this protagonist's face? Or?
I don't
It's
know.
a
Maybe.
stormtrooper helmet and it makes you invincible.
You should put that on, or one of those sensory deprivation
sack.
ones that apparently give you the Force. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, but and this is the weirdest thing, right? You're gonna get Lando, right? So there's that, and you're gonna get somebody else, and we'll read about that in a minute. But so they've already shared the details around this, and much like the Squad Kill the Justice League, you're going to get this DLC availability whether you want it or not. But it's paid DLC for everybody, I think, except for the people who pay the $120, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll read on. So you're going to get Wild Card and Pirate's Fortune, which will extend the base game with new stories, areas, items, and so on and so forth. And I see and hear what's happening right now, so I'm paying attention. Yes. So when Wildcard releases, Season Pass owners will receive a further 2 cosmetic item bundles to allow them to further customize protagonist Kay, her alien sidekick Nyx, their speeder, yada, 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 yada. And here they are. Da, 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 da. You get a character pack so she can look even more like Han Solo.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The Kessel Runner pack, in case it wasn't obvious.
Yeah, you get an exclusive mission called Jabba's Gambit. Look at that.
Jabba.
Oh. Yeah, so you're going to get launch day.
I want to rent.
Launch, you will in just a second. Launch day, story pack 1, story pack 2. Oh, I know you guys are really excited. I know you are. Anyway, that's the news I wanted to grab. And Mockety sponsored it with this amazing $10 super chat. Thank you for that.
Please tell me this geniuses did not name Lando's ship the Wild Card, because that's not Lando's ship in Star Wars. His ship's not called the Wild Card. Please tell me they did not call it the Wild Card. That's Talon Card's ship, not Lando Calrissian's ship.
Loki, look it up on Wikipedia. It's been changed. I mean, it was always that way. I don't know what you're talking about, guy.
Yeah, we're working through a whole lot of super chats. So I just want to say, having the reaction that we're having to probably the worst conceived and delivered game of like the last 5 years is saying something, because we got Cyberpunk 2077 in the last 5 years. We got Concord in the last 5 years. We got Flintlock in the last 5 years. We got
Suicide Squad.
Yeah. We try not to use that word around here, but anyway.
Oh, right. We got Task Force X in here.
There you go. Amazing stuff.
Grumps put it the best way. There are 2 big action adventure games coming out this month. One of them is Star Wars Outlaws, the game invented by Ubisoft and Disney. And the other one is Black Myth Wukong, the game that told SBI to stick it up there, you know what. So we all know which one deserves our money.
Yeah, and from what I'm hearing, that game is going to be extraordinary, and you will be dropping the review on our channel right here. Yep. I appreciate that.
All right, well, let's get it. Yeah.
Let's get to some of these other super chats. We've got an off-topic one from a few moments ago before we started into other stuff. Jackie Boy for £2 sterling. That's a lot of tokens. Off-topic, but Symbiote Black Cat was attractive. Yeah. In that particular version of the Spider-Man. Yeah, I understand. That Park Place. What's up, boss? For $2, the boss says Star Wars Outlaws is a rare case for playing on Stadia. Mm-hmm. Yeah, or what Luna, which is the Amazon version of streaming gaming. Even Loki's like shaking his head. Yep. And Mockety draws for another 10. My goodness, Mockety is loaded, and he's sponsoring today's channels. Look, thank you, Mockety. Says, you guys are talking about Kay. She's not terrible looking, especially when Concord just dropped 3 new trailers with the worst looking designs so far. Fat blue lips and female show enough. Yeah.
Female show enough was not a thing that I thought I was going to hear today, but man, oh man, am I happy to hear that.
Yeah. It's very weird what we're seeing in games now. And I think a lot of it is just under-rendered or undercooked masks that are put down and
there's
textures
agenda
and everything else.
There's definitely an agenda.
I thought it was an agenda with uglification there.
I tell you what, I don't want to dive too much into that, but I'll just say that they just aren't making the best aesthetic choices. And
these are beautiful women. They're beautiful women. If you see some of these actresses that play these roles, they're absolutely beautiful. We're not ranking on them at all.
No, at all. The lovely lady, the lady that they modeled the Outlaws character on, Kay. She is a model. I mean,
she's beautiful.
She's a model. Anyway, It's just silly. But SFX F314 Sabertooth Raptor for $5 worth of tokens. Thank you, my friend. Says, I would rather spend money on building computers and do Linus Tech Tip type content. That would be great. That's super fun. Rather than spending a dime on Outlaws game. Nintendo win. Nintendo always wins. And if the boss was here, I would get it. So, man, this is insane. Thank you for that, SFX. That's a really, really good point. Let's see. We need to shuffle on. We've got the Jackie Boy for another £5 sterling. My goodness, my friend.
Jackie Boy.
We have so many tokens now. We have like 5 days worth of tokens, guys. We could actually get the sleeping bags and somebody go to the convenience store and go get the soda pops in the foam cups, because that's the good one. So go to Circle K and get the foam cups. Anyway, what would be worse, playing Star Wars Outlaws on PC for 12 hours or sitting on I don't know. This particular device for 12 hours? I'm going to say that despite I would say probably the device you're talking about.
One of them's going to be a lot cheaper.
Wow. Well, the question is, it's a matter of recovery after each of those events. So I'm not gonna dive too much into this.
Is there the third option? Neither? Can we take that option, please?
Yeah. Instead of the third option of why not both, how about why not neither?
Yeah.
Jacob Foxfire, good to see you for $10 worth of tokens. Thank you. We got a lot of tokens, guys. I'm going to take a sip of tea. Time to make good on my promise. Note, these are all my speculations I had for a month and a half now, and some things are pointing to what I think will happen in a decade. So it's all theories I have. Awesome. Awesome, my friend. He says, with a follow-up $10 super chat. My goodness, the generosity today. You are all wonderful. Saying, while the two will be floundering, Nintendo will be thriving. Yes.
Yep.
Parks, movies, merch, and a monopoly on consoles. Yes. They could make several consoles for different player bases. I think that's what the Switch 2 is going to end up being, don't you guys think? Because it's not like they're going to abandon the Switch, right?
No, they're not. All the Switch stuff's supposed to work on the Switch too. So
see, I don't think it's so much that Nintendo is going to make several consoles that cater to different player bases. They just are more open to video games that cater to wider bases. You have lots of kids games, you have lots of bigger games for, you have the weeb games, you have sports games. Are they the best versions of them? Not always, but they at least have a genuine diversity of offerings of titles, as opposed to Bang Bang Shooty game number 4 and Broken Bethesda RPG number 7.
I can see Nintendo going more the Steam route though, because when Steam came out with the Steam Deck, they had you got the basic one, you've got the one with the better screen, you've got the one that comes with a custom case, edge glass. You can come up with 4 different versions of the console and go ham.
In that sense, I totally they'll probably have the deluxe version, blah blah blah. But I don't think they'd make the Nintendo gamer console and then the Nintendo kids box or whatever. That's too much.
Well, actually, they have a history of doing something like that. I mean, the Lite was kind of a streamlined version of the Switch, but
that was streamlined. That wasn't saying this one is for kids. If you're a kid player, buy this one for these games. If you're an adult player, buy this one for these games. It's still all the same ecosystem.
Yeah, but I'm going to say the Switch 2 is just going to be a more powerful Switch with a better ability. So you will have the hardcore people that are immediately going to trade up. Yeah, I think you're right. And finally, saying this on this part, and by the way, there's more of these guys, so we're going to get right through them. And thank you, Jacob Foxfire. Think a casual and a hardcore. Quite possibly, these guys don't necessarily agree, but I think it makes sense. We have another $5 super chat worth of tokens for us. You know what? We're here through Saturday now.
We're buying this place.
That's right. We may even see a day where Game Pass and PSN are on the same console. Wow. As Nintendo's console after the Switch successor. becoming an all-in-one console. Well, Xbox is trying to get out of the console business.
Yeah,
and despite the fact that the rumors are that the PlayStation 6 is already well on the way, I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
and I don't believe
those
rumors either.
One of the things Xbox wants, they want to be on a thumb drive. They want to send you a controller and they want to send you a thumb drive for $200 and go plug this into your TV, turn on the power button, and you can play all our games. That's what Xbox wants. They want out of the hardware business. They don't want to lose any more money on the hardware that they're selling you and just go, here's a stick. You plug that in your TV, you turn on your controller, and you play on our servers, and it's all online. But you're still going to have to buy stuff. It's not going to be like, oh, well, I just can put this in there and I can play anything, mama. No, you're still going to have to buy games. You're still going to have passes for stuff. It's just going to be all online. You're not going to have any physical media whatsoever. They want out of the physical media business.
That just tells me that Microsoft did not learn any lessons from Google. 0 lessons. Because you can't. There's too much delay. It'll never work. I don't care how fast the internet goes. It's all about your ping. And if your ping can't be good, you can do 3 gigabits a second, but if your ping stinks, you'll never have a streaming game that's good, ever, comparably to a physical console.
So got it.
I would say it's probably more likely that they'll go on different systems, which is foolish, but it's their choice. I mean, they've given up, so go do what you got to do, I'd say, but it ain't going to work. It'll never work on a Fire Stick or anything like that.
Well, I think what they'll do is they'll actually have a slightly bigger thing that plugs into somewhere on your television. I think that's correct. And I think it's going to be one of the, motherboard, solid state drive memory sticks, right? It'll be about that form factor. I think that's something that they would definitely go to. But
they're still going to have to stream the game itself, right? And
they'll send it to memory. They'll send it to that memory.
But how do you do that on a 1080p and get rid of that lag, right? So, and everything's going 4K.
Well, it's solid state. I mean, it's not going to have any more lag than a console already would have. It might
think about it like a buffer. Think about it like a buffer, like it's buffering everything and then feeding it to you so you don't feel like anything's out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I mean, if I were going to design one, that's what I would do. So, like a back of the TV installed, you just plug it in. You plug it into the HDMI or whatever it is, display port, and then you plug another little adapter to a USB port that's on the TV to power it, because you're just going to steal the power from the USB. That's all you would be doing, because you're not going to get enough out of it to. You think you'd have to borrow power from the USB. Anyway, regardless, this is a very good idea, Jacob Foxfire. I think you're headed the right direction with another $5 in tokens. PC will be fine mostly, but when Gabe is gone, it would be the turning point. Yes, you're right. Could go woke and ruin Steam, but it depends. I don't know that it'll ever go woke. And we were going to get to a story today that I don't think anybody has. And we're going to hurry, so maybe we can get to it. Cap it. Yeah, we're going to get to it. I'm going to try. Anyway. Machini dropped in to interrupt Jacob Foxfire's just domination of the super chat.
Sponsor streak.
Yeah, for $2, says Ben is associated with Kotaku. Don't trust them. Oh, I won't. I don't trust any of them. Okay, so we left off with this with the last $5 from our current. We have 2 sponsors that are battling right now in the chat. And here's the last one. Jacob Foxfire for another $5 in tokens. Guys, I'm telling you right now, I could own this pinball machine. Also, PC Master Race would lead to the all-digital hellscape. The only one to do physical will be Nintendo, and would continue to improve cartridges. Yeah, we can't go all digital. I mean, we just can't. I actually continue to buy drives, external or even internal, because I want to be able to play my stuff. And as long as there are drivers that somebody builds, I should be good. You know what I mean?
I agree with you, Culture, but I think PCs went away from drives sooner than
they did.
They definitely did.
I have a monster here that I
think he was specifying. Like, I grabbed extra drives.
Yeah, I do that, and I actually have. I think I have an external, maybe somewhere
There's
around
28 terabytes sitting behind me right there in that corner.
There you go.
28 terabytes of drive. 20 of that is nothing but arcade games, Xbox games, PlayStation games, Nintendo games, all that fun stuff. The rest of it's all Steam games.
That's amazing.
But I think we're just reaffirming by saying that you have a digital collection, right? You don't have.
I have
you
a
might
digital
have physical
collection.
backups,
I do have like old PC games. I have stacks and stacks of old PC games, but I don't even have a CD drive or DVD drive anymore.
I do.
It's all downloads now.
Well, okay,
I mean, that's the PC gaming scene.
And here's the other thing. What I have done over the years is acquired and or ripped my own copy of said physical media so it plays faster.
Hey, me too.
Yeah. I wonder how many other people did this. But I think you're right, Jacob Foxfire. I think your analysis of the situation is peak. And right on. Yeah. All right. Continuing on to our wonderful chat. You guys have been incredibly generous. We appreciate you. We will keep working hard for you. I assure you. We'll even let Marvin talk. Marvin's been really quiet for a change. I don't know what's going on. Hope Marvin's okay. Liberty Hall's cat for $2 in tokens. Thank you. Just saying hi and sending a little for the cause. No, thank you very much. We truly appreciate it. And Jackie Boy for another £2 sterling. Thank you. Third option, have a 12-hour nap. Oh, there you go. I like the third option. I will take that over the uncomfortable situation you put me in with those two options. So thank you for the third option. We appreciate it. Our good friend. Oh my gosh, Machiny hit the lottery. I've decided Machiny hit the lottery. So did Jacob Foxfire. For $20 in tokens. Guys, I'm serious. I'm buying this pinball machine. This is a warning for everyone.
The arcade.
Yeah. Ever since Becky Valentine's IGN hit piece, every single journalist website has been running these sexism allegations towards BMW. This is all coordinated to sabotage the sales of Wukong. Believe me. I believe you. They have been trying to take this game out.
They don't want it coming out. They didn't play ball and they don't want it coming out. Yeah.
And they came forward and said the one thing that will make all gamers flip their lid. It's that SBI, and correct me if I'm wrong, Marvin, SBI tried to blackmail them for $7 million. Am I getting that wrong?
No, that's correct. They did, and the studio, the indie studio in China told them to go float. And that's why all of a sudden the industry is after them. And now I think what you're going to see here is people are going to flock to this game, and it's going to do exceptionally well.
Yeah, and the reason I highlighted you is because I want your review. So as soon as you can play it, I think it'll be wonderful to have.
I'm going to get it for launch day. It'll take me a couple days to beat it, and then I'll give you my review.
No, you're a good man, Charlie Brown. I appreciate you. But no, I think Black Myth Wukong is going to be extraordinary. It
looks great.
Yeah, I was going to say,
it really looks
wonderful. Good. Yeah, it has better than Outlaws graphics.
Well, that's not very hard to do.
Low bar.
Thank you for that. Yeah. Hey, come on now. Do you see the equipment you have to have? Machiny for another. Look at this man. You know what? Wow. I'm going to save him money next week.
He found treasure.
Wow.
He found treasure.
Invite him.
I'm going to save him money next week. He's going to be on the panel. You're going to want to hear what he has to say. He's such a good. He's been my friend since I started doing this practically. But Machiny for $5 more in tokens. My goodness. Keep a close eye on the reviews. Discard them immediately if any of them bring up the allegations against the game as a heavy negative point. Of course. I cannot wait for this game. Thank you, Machiny, once again. Pinochet's Helicopter Tours for $2 more. Says, save money, Nintendo. One console with different titles. Hey,
Nintendo's never done that, though, because you look back on their handheld releases, they've always done the XLs and all the different versions.
Well, I mean, yeah, like 8 Deluxe. I think we've been talking about, Mario Kart and stuff like that. I think Nolan and I did a video just a few days ago. You can find it on the channel. About the fact that you actually, most people didn't realize this, but you actually are over Earth on the tracks on Rainbow Road. And on the different versions, you're over different parts of the planet. That was mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's a neat little detail. I do like that.
Yeah, it's bonkers sauce. I was that many days old before I knew that. You know what I mean? So anyway, very cool stuff. My goodness, Machiny! For $5
Machiny, what are you doing?
Makiny's buying our channel. That's what he's doing. He's
At this point, I feel like we're party to a money laundering operation.
It's getting close to the billion cap we were talking about.
That's right. IGN are shilling for Outlaws. Yes, they are. I believe they are being heavily supported. I'm going to say it that way, so I don't get sued. Heavily supported by Ubisoft and Disney and other people. So IGN are shilling for Outlaws while at the same time sabotaging Black Myth Wukong, which again, it's clear they're just as bad as the other sites like Kotaku. I agree. We were talking about this the other day. So Spencer and I did a video on Ziff Davis, right? And the fact that they own IGN, right? And you look at what they're tied to and look at the things that they're acquiring right now. I think they just acquired, and I think I'm actually have a video dropping on this tomorrow. I think they just acquired another publishing entity called CNET. You may have heard of them.
Did they?
Yeah. So
that's a big one. That's a big computer tech, what do you want to call it?
Yeah.
Outlet,
and they picked them up. They're a digital publisher, but they've been doing that. They've been around forever, 23, 27 years. It's been for a long time. But anyway, they got them for a song. They got them for $100 million. They stole CNET. A company that I think was originally purchased for $1.8 billion by another entity. So it's crazy.
I knew it was $1+ billion at least.
Yeah, it was lots of money. Thank you for that. And again, Makini, thank you, my friend. Jackie Boy for another £5 sterlings. My goodness, holy cow! Okay, so not only am I buying the pinball machine, I'm also going to buy the token machine right next to it because I just want to be able to have
you get your money back.
That's right, indeed. Yeah. So here we go. So Microsoft wants to do an Amazon Fire Stick. Yeah, that won't work. Look at the Stadia. Yes,
that was my point.
I was showing off my Luna the
other. You have a Luna?
I was showing it off the other day. So yeah, I've taken it out of the box once. And I put it back, and I put it back in the box.
It's like owning a Ouya or whatever that thing was.
Dang, I was gonna make a Ouya joke. I was trying to think of how to set it up. Dang you,
Space Dave beat you to the punch. Oh, you guys, you know what? I don't mind the fact that the show is being extended by this level because I'm going to get to this story because you're going to want this story. It just broke, like it kind of leaked out a little bit like 3 days ago, but this is like actually getting wider, and I want to make sure you guys catch it. So just a Herb for £2 sterling in tokens, thank you, says been in arcade all day, please have my last 2 tokens. Well, thank you. I love that. That's a great thing. I love this. I will build another MAME cabinet for myself now, and I wish
there was a way we could put like custom like token icons on the super chats so that everybody came in as tokens.
I know, wouldn't that be great? I think we could try to. I tell you what, when we actually release emojis, right? When we do the memberships, I'll do tokens. I think that'll be fun, right? So we can definitely do that. That Park Place, hey boss. Not that we're endorsing sailing the high seas. No, not at all.
You got to own it. If you own it, you can.
I didn't say anything.
No, if you own it, see all these. I got games and more games down there and games.
Backups. You can back up your library.
Back it up and play it on your PC as long as you own the game.
That's right.
That is true, actually.
Yep, and the boss again. That Park Place for $2 more worth of tokens says. At least not officially. Well, that's true.
No, we were just the guys all singing sea shanties earlier.
Yeah, he doesn't want us checking his hard drive. That's what he does.
Jacob Foxworth's back for another $2 in tokens. Says, might have missed some comments from earlier. Oh, did you say something else earlier, my friend? Probably. Man, I don't know how to go back and get them. I'll look in just a moment, my friend, but thank you. I think we got all your supers though. And you're right. And I thank you for putting all that together for us. And look, you have a panel full of people who agree with your thought processes. So yeah, well done. J, the only letter in the alphabet that you need for $2. I said the only number in the alphabet earlier. Somebody caught it. I didn't think anybody would catch it. Anyway, for $2 in token, says, I dare SBI to go to China to push their ideology. I don't think that's going to work out very well.
They tried. They tried with Black Myth. They tried with Black Myth Wukong. That was them trying to push it onto a Chinese, their Chinese company, I believe, right?
Yep. $7 million.
Chinese developer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Give us $7 million. It'd be a real shame if everyone thought you were racist and sexist. And then they were like, yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, this is a nice restaurant you have here. Be afraid if it was on fire, or shame if it was on fire.
Yeah, no, they're thugs. they're mafia thugs at this point, like coming in to shake everybody down.
I blame Loki for that.
And going on all these panels, as we've been observing, right, is their shakedown of, hey, you got to pay us a little cash to keep your shop rolling, right?
And,
so
and,
what does it say?
and IGN and Kotaku and Polygon, they all help with the grift.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I lost respect for IGN like a long time ago. I can't even
IGN was only ever big when they were the only game in town. Now that IGN has to compete with YouTubers, IGN has been exposed. And IGN will go down one day, but it'll be the last one to go down. Like when the
they were exposed by
the Polygons, okay.
They were really exposed by that too much water comment, if you guys remember that.
Right? I know exactly. Or Imagine Babies beating out God Hand. That's the one that always sits with me. But I only use IGN nowadays for news, and not even like their takes on news, just to see like what happened, because they're still like Marvin said, they're still the biggest game in the town, so people still give them stuff. But that's like all they're good for.
Hey, Shadow Wolf, what's up? I loved Shadow AC Barrage. I look. People get enjoyment out of those games. Sorry, I had to click over. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Spencer. But
no, not at all. I was just thinking, what's AC Barrage?
Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Yeah,
and
Mirage,
look, I understand that, but like the massive amounts of feedback and what I've seen and the gameplay I've watched, just that wasn't going to work for me. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't want to yuck your yum. Right? Don't let me yuck your yum. So my opinion's
not
mine.
without taking me out first.
Hey. Okay. Anyway, clean that up. But I just want to say that you guys are, everybody's entitled to their opinion. So we're just expressing ours. So, so don't let us destroy things for you. That's not what we're here to do.
Like what you like.
Okay. And then we have.
Hey,
did I get this one?
Wait, before we move on, Culture, I do have to bow out.
Oh no! Okay.
I gotta get going.
Everybody, do me a favor. Do you see this little orange guy? He's awesome. Marvin the Movie Monster. Check him out over at Tooneytown TV and Tooneytown Wrestling, two separate channels of greatness and extraordinariness. Marvin, what do you got coming up?
Oh, just daily videos over on Tooneytown TV. We just had a great interview on Toonie Talk Wrestling last night with the veteran Jack Vaughn.
Wow.
We got Toonie Talk TV coming Thursday night at 8 p.m. Hopefully, some folks that might be familiar will want to stop in, and we'll be talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. We'll be talking about a lot of the Robert Downey Jr. stuff. So a lot to catch up on.
Wow, amazing. All right, well, keep it up, my friend, and thanks for being here. Thank you for being part of the team and for all your hard work and the fact that you're going to do your first review coming up here soon.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right, thanks. See you guys.
Thank you, Marvin.
Take care, Marvin.
See you
later.
He's gone.
He literally bowed out. Did you see that?
He did. Did you see him? Yeah, he's like wop wop. Anyway, what else do we got going on? Well, we got more super chats, I think, to get to. But yeah, there's this one right here. For £5 more sterling, Jackie Boy wants to talk some Wukong. That's right. Wukong devs have gone full Braveheart. As a Scotsman, that movie is insulting. Sorry. They may try and take our fans, but they will never take our freedom. That is such a great quote. Repurposed. I love it. They may try and take our fans, but they will never take our freedom. That's right. Very good indeed. I love it. You guys are crushing it today. I really appreciate it. Wow. I don't even know what to say. You're overwhelming me. I am filled with joy and emotion. And thank you. Thank you all so very much. Let's get back. We got one more super chat to jump on. For $2 more worth of tokens, our good friend Pinochet's Helicopter Tours. What's up, Pinochet? Says, I'm a proud, one-eyed, peg-legged, economic, terrible person. I had to clean that up at the end. Yeah,
I sail
Well, it's not just that. It's voting with your wallet. It's not buying the stuff they want you to buy. It's a whole series of things. And I would say, it's a good practice. I'm with Grums. I think we avoid AAA games for the next couple of years and see what happens.
I've been saying that for years in general. We just they've just all been bad. Just don't buy them anymore.
Yeah.
That's why word of mouth is so important to pass along.
Yes.
What indie games and such and AA developers are doing good jobs. So give them props and give them your money, right? So
yeah. And Enlighten, thank you for going back. You can actually watch us at 1.5 to 2 times speed, and we're funny. That's really funny. We sound like chipmunks. I feel like Alvin.
I was gonna say that's where the humor comes from, is the sound. No, we'll take it, but
I stopped giving money to companies decades ago. They are evil AF with no morals. I'm with you. And Shadow Wolf chimes in and says, we don't buy their crap. They might lose this DEI. Yeah, if you don't buy it, they'll stop making it. I promise you.
Well, and they insult us at the same time, right, Culture? They'll call us all sorts of names and then want our money. It's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
No, thanks.
Yep. Now, that guy is a cool puppet. Yes, he was.
It is. The best orange puppet out there.
There you go. Yeah, and Pinochet one more time says, I'm poor as dirt too, but it's free to research. I just understand that the second I'm on sites, I get a bias. I may as well put subtitles on. Hey, that's also very true. And then finally, we got another Machini. Dude, wow. I'm going to save you $100 next week.
Like we should just refund him at this point.
It's insane. He must have worked a lot for $5 more in tokens. He now is making it possible for me to buy the token machine. Y'all need to reach out to Grums or Smash JT. Yeah, I think so. Smash JT would be great. He was really good on Hypnotic the other day, if you guys caught that.
I see Grums on X a lot. He's got a good...
Yeah. Well, I've had the chance to hang out with him a few times on Midnight's Edge and on That Park Place and other places. He's just got it, man. He just does. I absolutely will love to reach out to him. I think he'll show up. I was trying to get Cabrutus Rambo to join us as well. So, and I think Jonas and I we might be able to work that out. I hope. I hope they're accommodating. They seem to be. But yeah, that's a great guest idea. All right. I want to get to this story. We're running over time. I apologize. Oh, by the way, next week we're starting an hour earlier because the boss said I was. So there you go. So it'll be from 2 Eastern Standard to 4-ish because it seems like we've been running over the last few weeks. And it's because you guys are making us have great discussions. So thank you.
Great audience.
But this is an audience that will appreciate this story, I think. Because I was firmly convinced and said out loud in front of people, this would never happen. This would never happen. Ooh. And I was wrong. Well, I may be wrong because it's still firmly in the, why is this voice actor talking about working on something? Why are they working for this company? And why did somebody decide to turn the valve, so to speak?
I knew that's where we were going.
That's right.
The segue. And here's the segue.
Half-Life Alyx gets a massive 66% discount as Half-Life 3 rumors swirl.
Not again.
Yep. Right now, a voice actor has been hired for Valve on something called Project White Sands. There are a lot of rabbit trails to follow. So it's interesting, and Spencer, feel free to insert thoughts here. But this is coming from PC Guide. So if you want to see the story, you can. But we're starting to see more of these things, and I think even the Evil Yellow website with the new chief editor guy fella is actually running with one of these as well. But in any case, considering that Half-Life franchise is quite successful and popular, the excitement around a possible new installment or spin-off is understandable. And while we wait for an official announcement, good luck, there are other Half-Life games that you can check out. Obviously, the one that is 66% discounted.
But only if you got VR, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's really good, though.
Yeah. But Steam users can head over to the store, and it used to be $59.99, $60. It's now $20.03. There's a reason for that. So we've been hearing about Half-Life for a while. That happens. It seems to be cyclical. But you have very convenient timing with the discount. And then Natasha Chandler's resume lit up the world, sparking a fresh round of speculation about Half-Life 3. At the moment, Chandler's website shows an error. But before the update, it said that the actor had worked on Project White Sands with Valve, which is the code name, supposedly, of Half-Life 3. So further,
they're speculating it's the code name for Half-Life 3 because the Black Mesa research facility that the entire Half-Life series takes place in is in New Mexico, in White Sands in real life is in New Mexico. So that's where all the speculation is coming. We don't know what this is right now. It's all speculation.
Now, here's something they get wrong in this article. If you're writing about this, don't do it, Spencer. Okay. Further, Valve data miner, which may be true, but also Tyler McVicker, pretty decent sized streamer over on Twitch, just FYI. Or
then
he was
I would
anyway.
say streamer.
Yeah. Also said in a video that the company had been working on a new Half-Life game. McVicker also mentioned that it would likely be a non-VR title. And the development of the game began around the same time as Half-Life Alyx. Or Alyx, depends on how you would pronounce it. However, there's been no official confirmation. So these online rumors should be taken with a grain of salt. I'm going to say, stepping out on a limb, what else would you be working on with the code name and with the actress? What else is going to what else would there be? I
have a speculation, but it's totally a wild guess. Okay. The only other thing I could think of is they are doing two other things: a mobile game, which is possible, or some cheap version of Half-Life, just a click and point one, or they're doing an AI voice with her, so they're going to launch some sort of AI help or something with her voice as the AI, kind of like they did with Cortana at Microsoft. That's just my other wild guess, because that would kind of go in line still with what they're creating, but I could be totally out to lunch. The problem is I've been so hurt and burned by hearing about Half-Life 3 that I don't believe pretty much anything I hear anymore. So,
and that's the thing.
Yeah,
dude,
even if
Space
it's true.
Even if it's true, would you expect it to be good today?
I would expect her to take over for the main character of Half-Life, right? So she'll replace him. So I see that happening. They already did it with Half-Life Alyx. Why not just do it with Half-Life 3 and get rid of?
See, I'm not as black-pilled as you guys on Half-Life and Valve's treatment of it. Like, I think Valve has shown that they are smart enough to know, like, we're not going to just randomly start messing with formulas. I mean, look at how they treat their online storefront. There's a reason it continues to be the premier choice for people to go buy their games for. I think Half-Life Alyx, that was just a spinoff. That was, hey, check it out. If you played Half-Life 2, you know that she was a very pivotal character to that narrative. So it's just checking out another one of them. I think they recognize how important Gordon Freeman is to not just Half-Life, but overall video gaming. I think there's a decent chance if this game ever comes out. I'm personally of the opinion that we're never going to get a Half-Life 3, and that's fine. I've accepted that. But if this game ever comes out, I think it will be a good game. I think the big problem is there's been years of speculation and building it up in people's minds. Can they deliver on that? Maybe they can. If I trusted anybody to, it would be like Valve and Nintendo. So maybe, but who knows?
I might be incorrect here, but I could have sworn I heard Gabe Newell said he's not interested in Half-Life 3. So it would have taken somebody internal to convince him to take that project and actually create it. Because Gabe literally rolls his eyes in every interview I've seen when people ask him about Half-Life 3. He literally, I don't care anymore. I don't care about, it made him his money and got him his ability to make Steam. And frankly, I don't personally think Gabe Newell cares about the franchise anymore. But I'm hoping, I do have like 5% hope that somebody inside of, Valve said, hey, can we do this? Can we take the project and run with it? And they probably would have had to have good reason for like Gabe to thumbs up it like they did with that. Is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? I agree with you, Spencer. I don't think so. Just my speculation, though.
Well, I'm going to push back against everybody and say the world works in a way where when I take a firm stand on something, it's a decent chance I'm going to be wrong. So I literally less than a week ago said Half-Life 3 ain't going to happen.
Casino, what's your usual? Do you win against the house when you play in Vegas? I just have.
Oh yeah, I do. I do very well.
Oh, you do?
But,
okay. Well,
but here's the thing. I'm never certain that I'm going to do well. I was certain there would be no I was certain there would be no Half-Life 3. So of course, just a few days later, this falls in my lap.
This all starts popping up,
and I keep chasing it. Right, I'm going to keep chasing this story because I mean I've been to like maybe 20 different versions of this story, and they all have different details. So I'm just like piecing them all together.
I think everybody on this panel just hopes that it is in the same spirit of the other two games, right?
I don't expect that they'll deviate from the formula. They understand what gamers want. If anybody understands it, it's Steam. Right?
Well, yeah.
Half-Life is revolutionary for how it created level and storytelling. With
look,
engine and the second one.
And look, Pinochet helicopter tours for $2, which I've left up here for like an hour. Got
your money's worth.
That's right. We need those $2 in tokens. Half-Life 3 ended with Epistle 3. Can't ignore that. I'm not, but I still feel like you might get an actual official. We'll see. Anyway,
I do hope it does have. I hope it exists. I do.
I think I'm with you. I just said I am always wrong.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm always wrong when I think I'm dead certain right. No, without a doubt. I always try to maintain a little of that. So, yeah. We'll have to see.
So what we're saying, unlike Star Wars, there still is hope. Is that what we're saying?
I'm not ignoring the source material that is Epistle 3. I am not at all. I'm just saying if you call a game Half-Life 3, I know they filled out the chapters, right? But I'm not going to argue with you. So let's just say the next Life game. There. Now we're on the same page. I just find it interesting. All right. On that note, we do need to wrap it up. You guys, thank you so very much. Your support today was extraordinary. It was overwhelming. It was generous. And next week, Makini will not have to hit the lottery. He'll be on the show with us. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
We'll need you guys to tune in next week so we can get that ad rev so we can pay him back.
That's right. Yeah, there you go. And on that note, gentlemen, Space Dave 2000, check him out. He's a fun guy. Does some amazing things from space. He's going to be here regularly. He and I are going to be doing a couple videos here in the next few days, so you'll be able to see him here. And I think you're on Twitter now. I don't know. Pretty sure.
I try not to be, but I am. I get sucked into that world.
Smart man.
It's not as bad as it used to be. I'll say that, but it gets my eye twitching sometimes in the helmet. My space helmet. My eye starts twitching.
You got to stay off that For You tab.
Yeah. There you go. And
that's what I've learned.
Hey, and for everybody that's here, all 111 now, or we were way up there before. We were like we were near 200 at one point. But for all you that are watching us, I do appreciate that. We want you to stick around a moment because your redirect is going to take you over to Lorena Creole's stream right afterwards.
Girl.
And you're gonna want to watch the Spice Lounge today. She's got some stories, but yeah. And then of course my buddy Stone Cold Loki. Loki, you are a weekly host of things. You do stuff and things.
Early in the morning when the rooster crows and nobody's up yet. Yes.
That's right.
8 a.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday, Loki's Mornings of Mischief. We just hit 6K this morning, which I didn't even know until someone was like, dude, you hit 6K. I'm like, huh? What?
What?
I don't know what's going on.
Baculi over here.
But we try and have a fun morning. If you're up in the morning, if you're on your way to work, if you're driving, if you just got to work and you can listen to something, hop on to Loki's Mornings of Mischief. We have a lot of fun, and we just talk a lot like these guys right here, just having fun and talking games and movies and all that fun stuff.
Awesome. And by the way, I usually am checking out Loki in the morning on my show prep. While I'm doing show prep, I'm listening to Loki. Sometimes I weigh in and say silly things. Like, come on,
him and
Loki.
Jonas.
Yeah,
Him and Jonas. Oh.
Yeah, and we got so much going on. Thank you, Just Herb. We appreciate that. You guys, thank you for a great stream. You guys power this thing. Can you tell how excited we are about games? I'll tell you how excited we are about games. We got Spencer here. What are you doing, Spencer?
I am just hanging out here. No, I totally had something to say. Oh, unfortunately, I will probably never catch Stone Loki show in the morning because I'm not getting up at 6 a.m. I cannot physically do it. I don't know how you do it, Culture. Ever since I was a teenager, I've never been able to do it. I'm tired now just thinking about maybe ever doing it in the future. So I will catch them in the replays. But yeah, as for me, you don't need to hear about me. Go check out Bounding Into Comics. Go check out everybody's stuff here. Go subscribe to That Gameplay. Smash the like button. Hit the bell. All that fun stuff. Let's get to 10,000 so we can start doing more game stuff, more streams, more stuff, more hanging out with you guys.
Yep. Yeah, and I will do less sleep. And that's just how it's going to be.
I don't think that's possible.
Culture.
I don't know. I did it.
Should
last
I
night.
out you last night, man? The man was up at like midnight my time, which is crazy.
I was up pretty late. Yeah, it happens. I just couldn't sleep. Sometimes I can't sleep, but I enjoyed hanging out with everybody. I was up at bright and early at 4:30 a.m. So there's that. Yeah.
I was going to bed.
yeah, I bet. Yeah. Anyway, I want to say thanks to everybody. For those of you who just found us, if you're not subscribed, please do so. If you're watching on the replay, let us know in the comments. Say Replay Gang, and well, make sure you subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. Make all the comments you want. We'll try and read them. I mean, I don't know that we'll read all of them. Sometimes we read them. I actually have time and type people messages and stuff, but I'm weird. And we are going to be back at an earlier time next week, so set your clock a little earlier. We'll be back we're coming at you from 2 Eastern to 4 Eastern, and 4-ish. I'm going to say because we went way over today, and I think that's going to happen. But anyway, you're on your way over to hang out with Lorena Creel, a great creator, wonderful content, and her live shows are something special. In fact, Erica and Roth will be over there, and so many more folks. I think Ron from Follow the Bradley's Fun will be over there. It'll be great. And of course, we had a lot of featured articles today. You can find those articles on, as Spencer said, his website. You can find them over on that Park Place. You can find them on several of the other locations I did. We did Rock, Paper, Shotgun on one. We did Push Square. We did a lot of these things. So you can check out all these stories that we featured today on those websites. And further note, I forget, what am I supposed to say? I just moved it.
Game on?
Game on!
No. Hang on. I'm doing it right.
No.
Doing it right.
Oh, wait.
Get your game on. Okay. Anyway, let's get out of here.
We'll
I'm going to hit the right button.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
You know what? Hey, here's your Pikachu face, Space Ace. All right, we're out of here. See you guys. Bye.